Thank you guys very much for joining us. If this is your first time joining us, we at Dyson Dudes here are a D&D group with a collective 100 years of D&D experience sitting at this table. We're missing a couple of people tonight. We will be short one Gunner and one Dakin, but we still get to count their experience as part of our collective whole. We are the Borg. You know, resistance is futile. We want to welcome you guys back to our 7th episode. We are brought to you by our forever sponsor, David's Tiles and Terrain. Still working on stuff, still knocking some stuff out. Still at work on a very, very large commission with another one that shortly interrupted it. But both of those will be out very soon with tons of pictures coming on David's Tiles and Terrain very, very shortly. We are also brought to you by our friends over at Game Vault. Sonia, tell us about Game Vault.
Yay, Game Vault! We love you guys. So, this week, they have the regular scheduled events that are going on, but we also do have a couple things coming up. Sunday, we are going to be continuing our adventures with Vampire the Masquerade.
Vampire the Masquerade!
Which we're, a couple of us.
A few of the dudes have joined, but we have some new dudes. Some new dudes.
Some new dudes. We have another David, which is hilarious. We have to tell you stories about that. Yes. It is twice the David.
With half the fun.
Wow, thanks, dude.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That didn't hurt my feelings at all.
I know, right?
I mean, Callith is definitely going to survive tonight. I mean, 100% he's going to survive.
Sorry, who went to this tent? It was Callith alone.
Well, without any weapons? Wow, that's brave of you, Callith.
So not only do we have that coming up on Sunday, Game Vault itself will be having a demo for the Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth board game. That will be on the 10th, or September 10th. We also do have the Pokemon Kids Day coming up on the 15th, which is going to have just so much more fun stuff. Lots of kids there hanging out, playing Pokemon, learning how to build decks, playing themselves, and just having a great time. It's great. Come by, kids 12 and under, I believe.
Yeah, 6 to 12.
6 to 12. Come by, have fun. It's a lot of fun. Join us.
Another thing about the Lord of the Rings board game setup, that is a very, very cool board game from Fantasy Flight Games. I'm actually going to be running the demo myself on the 10th, as well as one on the 24th. There will be a fully painted copy available for sale after the 24th. So check that out if you guys want to get into that game and you want to get it looking absolutely fantastic. Then definitely, come on by, try it out, and if you love it, pick it up. Pick yourself a painted copy. They are also having that as part of their giveaway that Game Vault does. If you play a board game on Tuesday or Sunday, you sign your name up, and then they draw a name out of a hat at the end of each month, and boom, you have a chance for a free board game, which is just absolutely fantastic. This month, the Lord of the Rings game is one of those potential board games. So definitely go by, check that out, say hi to Lindy, let her know that you saw it on Dyson Dudes and how much you love us, and you want to see more of us, and we should have a movie deal, and all that good stuff, Talk us up. Help us out. We're also brought to you by our friends from long, long ago, now at this point, a year ago, helping us start this campaign, Military Gamer Supply. Nick, what's going on with the Military Gamer Supply?
So, what we got going on this week, at least, we have Pokemon, just casual day, to get to know the game. There's no, douchebaggery or whatever that you might deal with, people trying to bring, the meta or whatever against new people. It's, all skill levels.
Yeah.
We teach people, we'll help you build a deck.
Like an all-comer kind of thing.
Yeah, all kind of. We just like Pokemon. We're just playing the card game. On Friday, we have Friday Night Magic. We are doing our Commander League. That's starting to get set up.
That looks really cool. Yeah.
It's got different points that you can get for different things. Like if you go infinite combo or something like that, then you might lose points. However, if you win, say, just in another way or whatever, that doesn't just loop out the game. You might get more points than the person actually won with infinite combo. Then there's open gaming on Fridays. This Saturday, we're having a 2,000 point ITC 40K tournament, $5 buy-in. Prize support goes in store credit in order of first, second, third, and then we give last place something. So even if you get your butt kicked, you'll still get something.
And you and Vince will be at that,
yes.
right? So we'll have some dudes representing some 40K for us. So.
And then Mondays we have Mantic Monday, and then Tuesdays we have Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
That's right, and that's just starting out, right? The Age of Sigmar thing, like that's just people like it's kind of newish.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's still a good time to get in on it if you really want to hit Age of Sigmar. Now's a great time.
And we're teaching Warcry on Sundays.
Awesome. Well, oh, and Keyforge.
Yes,
That's the
Keyforge is
one, right?
also on Thursdays.
Nice. So Keyforge Thursdays, definitely check that out. We also have a slightly something different. We dudes here, we all try to do some different things. Some of us are computer gamers, some of us are console gamers. Some of us actually participate in sports and things like that outside. Some of us are do woodworking and other geeky things. Pretty much anything the dudes do is geeky. I mean, some of us even play fantasy football. That's pretty nerdy right there. I mean, that's the nerdiest thing I have ever seen in my life.
I got dragged into it.
But yeah, see,
man.
I passed my saving throw and I shut that off like I was like evasion with that thing like not me, not today, Satan.
Dragons and wizards.
But one of our people here, he's really big into a local game for iOS and Android, known as Ingress. Paul, can you tell us more about it, please?
Yes, I can. It's not exactly local, but from the same people who
Well,
brought
local
you.
group.
Yeah.
There's a pretty
It's a
sizable local group. Yeah.
But anyone who's played Pokemon Go or Harry Potter, it's the same people who programmed that game. They programmed this one. But we have a first Saturday coming up here in Las Cruces and also in Juarez, Mexico, right across the border here.
Very nice.
If anyone who ever wanted to learn how to play it, a first Saturday is the best time to do it because we all get together and we all kind of show you how to play it. And it's kind of a little mini competition on who does the best, but it's really about just getting together and enjoying it.
Yeah, it's the community thing. Yeah,
Right.
100%, 100%.
If anyone's who's interested in that event or interested in learning how to play, hit us up, and I personally will respond, or we'll get with you and work with you on how to join in on that. It's a fun game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay,
Yes, it's
okay,
on
sorry. Yeah, definitely.
Actually, it was on everyone.
Oh, but definitely, you wanna if you like those games, it's great to have a community and other people that you can play with. That's really fantastic. Well, I didn't play Pokemon Go for very long, but when I did, I loved getting together with other players, walking around, chatting, vandalizing property, whatever you want to do.
Please don't do that. That gets Pokestops removed.
All that good stuff. But I think that's going to do it for our announcements tonight. Once again, we are short one Dakin and one Gunner. We miss you guys so much. We hope we can have you both back next week. We love you. If anybody's looking for a job, please apply at Saltgrass. That would greatly help us dudes out if you would apply and get a job at Saltgrass. Okay, help us out so much. So
Free sponsorship.
do your part for the dudes.
And that's the Saltgrass location near I-10 and Mesa.
Yes, in El Paso. So if you gotta move, you do what you need to do. Okay, I'm just saying. We dudes stick together. I'm just saying. All right. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a quick minute. We'll be right back with tonight's episode, number 7 of the Guns of Erroll. And welcome back. So, last episode, we left off the group had made their way from Creole Ranch to Vigor Ridge. Along the way, they had talked very much, quite a bit with each other, learning some things about each other. Several of them had a heart-to-heart with our resident Darius about his recent change. They also had quite a few conversations with the woman Valine that they had rescued from the Lochmaron mines. She had insisted upon joining them in their travel to Vigor Ridge, as without her they would be pretty much lost once they got there. After arriving within Vigor Ridge, they began to investigate in earnest, trying to discover the location of the absconded Yolkeps that Egon and a few others from the Heartless Brothers had taken. After entering a strange-looking pub that had some very piss-poor libations, Gunnar had gifted the bartender with enough coin that he could start himself a new life within Brownwater. And after leaving, they had discovered that two of their number, Dakin and Fionn, had their heartstrings pulled upon by an emaciated woman holding a child, with pleas that her own child, that another of her children, was gravely ill. After following this woman deeper into Vigor Ridge, they came upon a very large tent. Inside were several people suffering from very strong shakes, chills, and fever. Through a very good medicine check from both Fionn and Dakin, they discovered that their malady was caused by systematic consumption of humanoid flesh. And after trying to slowly back their way out of the tent and leave these people with their own problems, they were threatened by others that stood up and entered the tent in order to make sure that they stuck around for dinner. The rest of the group hurried to the site to try to see if they could save them. So now, we're going to begin the game session with the terrain on the board and the current circumstance being what you see.
Try to avoid the back half of the tent.
Isn't the tent gorgeous?
So, the tent is pretty gorgeous, I think.
Gorgeous patchwork.
It fits the scenery.
So, now, because sadly we are missing Dakin, you guys will have to decide which one of you is going to Jaeger him, as he is definitely part of the combat. Gunnar and Valine have stayed back with the Yolkeps in order to protect them. But the rest of you, or you now, taking lead in this situation, with the strange woman standing before you, you notice that she has a small knife in her hand, though she holds that hand close to her own body. The two men that are entering the tent, one is a very large, dark-skinned man. Behind that, you can see what looks to be about a 7-foot-tall, very hairy creature, very gangly and lanky, one that you would recognize as a bugbear. One of the other people laying in bed has kicked the blanket off and has stood up, holding a pair of daggers in both of his hands, and is still kind of twitchy and shaky as he steps onto the floor not 10 feet away from you.
Right. Well, combat's been joined.
They haven't made any threatening actions yet. Well, they've made threatening actions, but no one has... Violence has not started quite yet.
Fair enough.
So we'll forego initiative for the moment. You want a second?
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn into a cat.
Okay,
I'm gonna turn. Well, not a cat, but I'm gonna turn into the medium cat.
The medium cat? Okay, so immediately you suddenly morph into a cat, which that will suddenly create a shriek and shouts within the tent and then we will go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
Yes.
Mechanics question.
Yes.
I do not see Dakin.
Dakin is right here.
No,
His book.
I think I got it right over here.
That makes sense.
So
Yep, that makes
who
sense.
wants to run
Take it.
cleric?
I've run it before.
Okay.
He's got.
So,
This is a major.
let's go ahead, and I'm going to have everybody go ahead and roll me initiative, please.
I will take that.
Of course.
Even if we're not there.
No, even if you guys aren't there, go ahead and roll me initiative, please.
Can I show up? They're all dead on their shots.
What is it?
That's a 3.
What do a cat meat taste like?
Alrighty. So, and one more.
I'm not allowed to say that on the stream.
What does a fur ball taste like?
I'm not allowed
Okay,
to say that either.
let me go ahead and get 20 to 25 to 20.
22.
22. All right.
Not my fault.
Count it. 22. 15 to 20. 15 to 20. Anybody? 15 to 20. You roll for Dakin too, right?
No, I
At least he rolled well.
15 to 20, that's it?
Yeah, hold up. Where else? Dexterity. Oh, right. Okay.
15 to 10.
14.
13 for Dakin.
14.
13 for Dakin, sorry.
14 for yours.
14 for Darius. 13 for Dakin. That's it.
That means me and Dick have to roll.
I rolled a 6. No, he rolled a 13.
No, he rolled 13, you got a 14.
And honestly, you would decide between the two.
10 to 5?
9.
Oh, yes, I'm 6.
I rolled a 6.
So 6 and 6? Alrighty. So,
Time to go last.
Pion and Cheer, you guys will decide who goes when you go, alright? And. Wow, okay. So, we are ready to go. So, starting with Calith, you at this point can see that there are a few fires pockmarked throughout the current scene before you. It is very dark here now that the sun has gone down, and unlike Brownwater, you don't have building lights to light your way. You see a few in tent interiors that are lit up. The one thing that you can see is a very large tent, larger than the others around it, and in the same direction that you were told that they had headed as you all tried to track them down. You can see it before you. What are you going to do?
I'm going to turn to Chair and be like, Chair, I need you to do me a favor. Shoot them in the dick and be inspired.
So, what other actions are you going to take?
And then I'm going to head off in that direction.
Single move, or are you running?
That's a bonus, isn't it?
Running.
Inspired.
Bonus is a inspiration is a bonus.
Then running.
Running? Okay, so you're going to double move. So a double move is actually going to get you onto the map. 10 feet onto the map. Okay? So, that is the end of Calith's. Now, what is your passive perception?
Well, it is 13.
Okay, so as you come running up, tearing through, I mean, people can hear your footfalls, and some people are turning and looking at you as you run past with the other group behind you. You can see that there appears to be a couple of people that are, or one person actually, who is moving by a tent and seems to be taking up position. They raise what looks to be a short bow and look like that while they don't have an arrow pulled at the ready, they have an arrow knocked and are watching the front of this tent. You see this person right here. You also see, as you get to that point, you see a very large bugbear duck under the flap and make his way into this place. He is going to make his way right here. And this bugbear from his belt pulls out what can only be described as an oversized cleaver that looks rusted and pockmarked with use. It is going to raise its weapon high, and it's going to attempt to swing at Darius. Though the... or Dakin, sorry. Dakin, forgive me.
Space.
It does not appear as if he and the woman are working in concert, as she seems to be as surprised as you are to see this bugbear entering the tent. Dakin, that is a 12 to hit. It swings down, you just barely manage to take out your shield and smack it out of the way, immediately hooking it onto your arm and reaching down to grab your trusty mace. Darius, you're kind of keeping pace with Caliph, and Caliph just turns the jets on and starts rushing forward after telling Cheer to, what did you say?
Shoot them in the dick.
To shoot them in the dick. What are you going to do?
I'm going to move up to where I can see Caliph.
So you're going to try to keep pace with Caliph? I mean, because he is haul-assing down that way.
Well, I guess slightly off the map or whatever.
So you'll be just off the map.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then do I see the person with the bow?
What is your passive perception?
Passive perception would be my wisdom, right?
Yes. Wisdom plus 10. Wisdom modifier plus 10.
8.
8? You do not see the person. There's a lot of people around you. You can see, it looks to be a drunk man who's just kind of looking over at Caliph. He spills some of his booze out of his mug as he's looking, and hey! You see some other people milling about, but you don't really see anything. You can tell the very large tent that you were told, it stands out as you were told it was the pearl flap tent, but had been patched and fixed with other tents that have been sewn into it, and this thing matches that description pretty much exactly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot a shot into the tent.
Just randomly shoot at the tent.
Yeah.
Okay, roll a hit
Round 2.
with disadvantage.
Round 2.
Who are you gonna hit? We don't know.
4. You shoot at the tent. As you're pulling, you hear that drunk yell out, and you kind of aim a little higher than you intended to and shoot. I mean, it goes through. You all hear that shot ring out. As soon as that happens, you see people start ducking down, and they're starting to take cover. That is going to be, so you're actually going to be about 30 feet off the map.
Okay.
Okay. Dakin, so you hear a shot ring out. And you have a bugbear in your face and a rather skinny woman looking to stick a knife into you, next to you.
Okay.
What are you going to
I think the bigger threat is bugbear.
do? Okay.
So I am going to hit him with my trusty mace.
Okay, so pulling the mace from its leather thong and taking a swing. Go ahead.
Probably a hit, but damn, that damage.
19.
19 is definitely a hit. He seems to be wearing piles of hide on him, and he does have a small little buckler shield that he has strapped to his arm.
Okay, 4 damage.
4 damage. His cleaver blow just threw you off balance. You just take a glancing hit, it hits against his left arm, and see, it makes contact, but it doesn't seem to do a whole lot. It grumbles at you as it tries to reposition itself to take a better swing. You still have a bonus and a move if you like to take it.
At this point, I don't think he has any bonus action. And he's the guy with the hand up.
That's him. So you have her, you have a cauldron filled with flames, you have Theon, you have the bugbear. About 15 feet away from you right now, you have the Han Solo looking guy, and 15 feet behind you, or now in front of you, you have the very large dark skinned fella.
Okay, I'm going to hold position.
Okay. So with that, you see this guy as he hears that shot. He's just going to take cover right here. Drunk as he is, when he hears a shot like that, he immediately goes for cover. This guy actually is going to crawl under this tent, and he is going to be inside there. These two gentlemen kind of slink back a bit and try to take cover. This one here does the same, as well as this guy. They all seem to be trying to take some kind of cover. This one moves up here, and these two are going to move around. He's holding a sack over his shoulder. He grabs this small person by the hand and pulls her along with him as he tries to take cover behind the wagon there. One Eye, we are over to you.
I'm going to be double moving.
You're going to be double moving. Do you have any other actions to take?
Nope.
Okay, so that's going to put you right up next to Caliph.
I'm a dwarf.
Oh yeah, so you're about 10 feet back. And that's going to end your action, correct? Cheer.
Okay.
Book, same thing. So you're going to be right next to One Eye. The two of you kind of keeping pace. Do you have any bonus actions?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Fion, we're over to you. You guys are all kind of in the middle.
Is that brazier actually standing up on sticks, or is it a cauldron sitting on?
No, it's literally a cauldron, but it's a fire burning out of that cauldron.
I gotta kick it over on the bugbear.
Well, push it over on the bugbear.
I'm a quadruped. I'm going to.
Oh, so you're gonna try to like
literally
donkey
going
kick
to-
it?
yeah,
Okay.
gonna-
All right,
yeah,
go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
kick
roll
it.
me an athletics check, please.
Athletics thing is crap. Athletics, but at least it has more strength than I do normally.
That is true.
Donkey.
Alright, you know. God damn it. Yeah, donkey kick, yeah.
Now that Shrek donkey kick in that one scene, man, when he hits that guy laying down, we're like, that dude's dead. Donkey killed a man.
Yeah, why you gotta do this to me? Talk your shit.
We're so professional here.
Aren't we though?
You're welcome.
You are welcome. I'll go ahead and roll the die at the very least. Ooh, natural 19. I'm calling
that is
done.
Yeah. You turn back right as this guy looks like he's about to take another swing, and you kick it over. This thing wasn't really set very well. It was just kind of rested onto coals, and it was already kind of teetering as it was. So you kick it, and it just falls over and just spreads ash and hot coals all over on this side in a 15-foot radius from the front of
what I
it.
wanted to do, but okay.
The bugbear, it gets a dexterity saving throw that it promptly fails with a natural 4, so the coals just pepper all over his skin. The Han Solo looking gentleman there rolls a natural 1, so right as he jumps down, his legs are covered in these coals. And we now have, we're going to start using this, right where this gentleman is, this bed has caught fire. So we're going to start using those to denote where the fire is spreading. Okay, so go ahead and roll me 3d6, please.
That's a little bit of arson. Start the day.
We didn't start the fire. Well,
But you kind of did.
Hey, I was forced. I will find that post that we made farther up in the discussion chain. Oh, shit. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. All right, so they both take full damage. Alrighty.
Points of fire damage. Why'd they have to come with this?
And we
I
have
can't believe you've done
number
this.
2.
Okay, that is your standard action. You got to use your bonus action as your shifting is part of your previous action. So what you still have your bonus and your move right now. What would you like to use them?
I take it that one's not my friend.
She is not your friend. No.
Oh, she's not my friend. Okay. Oh, obviously. I guess that's the guy who jumped out of the bed, right?
Yeah, this is the guy who jumped out of the bed.
What about the one with the red hand? Was he always
Oh
there?
no, that's Dakin.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
Oh, okay.
our miniatures literally just came in 10 minutes ago, so we'll have new. All of our miniatures are ready to go. We'll have them for next week.
I'll go ahead and
Painted by David Salzman Train. It's gonna be sexy.
Which one has a gun?
None of these people in here appear to have a gun.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, that is not true.
I'll flank
I'm sorry. The Han Solo looking guy had a 3-gun and a dagger, so forgive me for that.
Yeah, okay. I will growl menacingly at the Idjit with the knife in the kid.
Oh, so the woman?
The woman.
Okay, so you're just gonna growl at her. That's it. So you're gonna hold position.
I'm gonna hold position.
Okay.
I'm gonna get flanked.
All right.
Actually, I'll shift me over a bit towards the table.
Towards the table.
Yeah.
Away from the hot coals.
Away from the hot coals.
Alrighty. And we are going to put that down so that we know it is toppled over. Alrighty. So, I need passive perception for One Eye, Cheer, I already know yours, and Callith.
Callith, 13.
13.
11.
16. You can see that there appears to be someone crouching between the tent and those barrels of hay, almost like they're using them for cover. This person is wearing what looks to be a white shirt with a red vest over it, has a sash tied about her head, long black hair. She's wielding what looks to be a wicked-looking sword, but more worrisome is that strange reddish energy that seems to be emanating from her hand.
Gotcha.
And all hell breaks loose inside. So, with the gunshot, you guys see several tents get their front flaps thrown open. Their entire turn is spent getting themselves ready. This is where they will end their turns. Yee. As they were waiting for combat to be joined, now they are ready for it. This guy in here, though, he is going to attempt to put himself out for one. That is a natural 15. He is going to spend his standard action to put himself out, as he and the bugbear are both currently on fire. So then he is going to move. He is going to attempt to hop on this bed, which makes the mother scream in anger as he literally starts standing on top of her child. And this gentleman here is the only one available. He's going to move up, and he is going to try to swing at the kitty cat that he now sees with his mace. Glorified mace. Pretty much just a stick with some nails in it. That is a 10 to hit.
That's a miss.
Right as he comes up and goes to swing, you just hop back and hiss at him as he pulls it out of the ground and goes to make another swing at you. That is going to end the first round of combat. Callith,
Yes.
we are back to you.
I am going to run up.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Dakin, the woman here, is going to provoke an attack of opportunity from you when she moves back.
Okay.
I wonder if he would take a
Plug her
swing at
brains
that.
Well, what do you guys think? Would he take a swing at her?
I don't think he would. She's holding a kid just because she's threatening.
She does have a kid in her arms.
But
She's
she's a
threatened
cannibal.
to eat me. These are cannibals.
True.
But it is Dakin.
Nobody could fault her for wanting to.
Dakin, the ludicrously altruistic.
I don't know how to play
He is
this.
saving
This is not
the
my
child.
character.
So, collective group vote. Would Dakin swing at this woman holding a child in her arms?
No.
No.
I think he would try to free the child from cannibalism.
Yeah, he would.
And
I honestly don't think he would do it either.
so, no to swinging,
Grab Fionn and run.
but he could attempt to grab the baby if you wanted to, but he would have to drop his mace in order to do that. Okay?
No, he's going to
So-
not.
Okay, Callith. So he thinks about it for a moment, but then, okay,
Gets
Callith.
prepared.
I will run up.
You like right where you are. You see one of these people come up from the tent. They seem to be holding in something you haven't seen very many of. Old style crossbow. Seems it puts a bolt in it and gets it ready. You haven't seen one of these things in probably 15, 20 years.
Damn. That still doesn't change my action. I'm gonna run up 20 feet. And
Straight ahead.
Yeah, straight ahead. And is thaumaturgy enough to blow the tent open?
You could blow the front doors of it open, but you couldn't like blow the tent away.
Well, yeah, I want to blow the front doors open so that
So
you can see
yeah,
it.
it's okay. So you blow it open, and you guys have a very clear view. I mean, sorry, it didn't quite dry properly the way it was supposed to, but it is open for to see, and you can see it's very bright in there. Is there for some reason it seems to be on fire, and there's several people attacking. You can even see what seems to be a shadowy looking cat moving around. That is a standard and a move. You still have a bonus if you like to take it.
Well, I'm gonna finish my movement and go over towards away from the guy with the crossbow.
5, 10, right there. Okay.
Laugh at him.
And laugh at him.
Okay, so it is now his turn as well as his turn. So he is going to go ahead and take a quick shot at you. Whatever you said threw off his aim, as that is a 13 to hit.
That is a match.
That is a match. So you, as the thaumaturgy, you blew it open. He shoots, and you feel the bolt graze against your arm, but doesn't stick into your body. You take. This thing does not seem to be in the best repair. It doesn't. The bolt doesn't seem to be flying as fast as it should. That is 3 points of piercing damage, as I rolled minimum damage.
From my vantage point, who fired that?
This guy. Real quick though, I do need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Constitution. You had to pick that one of all things.
This guy here is going to attempt to move over this way. What'd you roll?
A 6.
A 6. You are currently poisoned. Go ahead and write the. Make sure you remember that. That means you have disadvantage on attacks, on attack rolls, and skill checks.
Okay.
Is it got a duration?
It does 1 hour.
Oh wow.
Yep. If he had failed any worse than he did, it would have been even worse. This guy is going to move up, and he is going to attempt to take a shot at you as well, as you're the only viable target that he can see. That is an 11.
That is a miss.
Okay. And it is now the bugbear's turn. The bugbear is, in panicking, is going to drop his cleaver and attempt to put himself out. And he's natural 15 is going to pass. It's a DC 5 to put himself out. He spends his entire turn putting himself out, and he is going to shift away, provoking an attack of opportunity from Dakin.
Okay,
He
I will
doesn't get any
definitely
mercy.
heal them.
Yeah, he gets no mercy.
He came in with a cleaver and took a swing.
8 plus 5 is 13.
13 is a match.
Okay, so 6.
6 damage. He is not, right as he goes a step away, you clock him right in the chest. He takes a staggering step back, and reaches and pulls a dagger from his belt. Looks jagged and old, like a large piece of rock that he's slowly sharpened. Looks like he's getting in position, but you can already see his eyes are looking around. Darius.
Darius kind of starts talking to himself, whoever. What anybody with passive perception would hear is like, I don't want you to come back, but inside his head you hear, you want me back. You're too weak to do this. And the same pop happens after a bit of yelling, and the hair goes black again. However, there's no yelling, there's no nothing, there's just a calm reattachment of the
Okay.
blade to the pistol, and Draven walks up, taking off the shirt.
So 30 feet will get you. You can go here, here, or here. Basically
He's
anywhere in
gonna
that
go
way.
up here behind this dude.
Okay.
He's like, oh. He just seems like a...
Well, this guy here is literally cowering in that tent and looking over at this guy holding an old-style crossbow with fear in his eyes.
He leans down next to the guy. He's like, if you don't want to die, I suggest you go take that crossbow from him.
Okay.
Intimidation.
We'll see what happens on his turn. Okay. That is going to end Draven's turn. Dakin, we're over to you.
I'm going to move half my speed.
Dakin.
stealthily. Oh, Dakin.
You have one guy right behind you who is no longer on fire.
Yeah, he's a threat, so I'm going to hit him.
Okay.
13.
13 on these guys, I believe, is a hit. Let me double check. Yes, that is a hit.
Okay, so 7 damage.
7 damage. You crack him right in the rib. I mean, catch him right on the... As he tries to wrap his arm around it to try to hold it, just pull it out. You can see him grimacing from that hit in his side.
Oh, where?
I'm going to yell
Oh, yeah,
at the
oh, yeah.
top of my lungs. Your lives are forever changed.
You still have a move and a bonus if you'd like to take it.
Hold position.
Hold position. Okay. So it is bystander's turn. This guy looks at you, turns, and starts to try to run, but he's drunk, so he takes like 3 steps and just face plants right down right there.
Trips on the brake.
This guy actually pulls him and the small person with him. Looks as if it's probably maybe his daughter or a good friend who's a kinderling. They actually crawl up under the wagon itself. This guy here, he's literally inside the tent. These two begin to move themselves around now that they can see people getting out, just trying to stay down, as well as this person here. She just gets down and just kind of holds position. As this guy sees this one now holding a short bow, he moves back and gets in position. These two guys are now going to dive into the tent as they do not want to get shot. And that is going to end the bystander's turn. One Eye, we are over to you.
5, 10, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Moving stealthily. Have my.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check, please, against his passive perception. Because he is looking at Caleb and he is trying to reload his.
Ooh, yeah.
17 plus.
Oh, yeah. He does not see you coming, so you have advantage on the attack, and if you hit, you do sneak attack damage.
4, 5, 6.
Oh. Come
Let's see,
on.
what's that? Well, this always happens. 10.
10 on this guy is, I'm pretty sure it's barely a miss.
Okay. Okay, then my,
Offhand?
yeah.
You still have advantage on the attack.
Okay,
Better. Still can't.
14.
14 is a hit. Damage, please.
So, 6, 9.
9. Alrighty, and that is on him, and he is not looking very good as you stick the blade right between his shoulder blades. He cries out in pain and immediately starts trying to grab for it as you pull the blade out. He dips forward and starts looking at you like he's ready to swing his weapon around to shoot at
He
you.
sees my.
Stoic, your stoic, murderous expression. One Eye, you still have a bonus action.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It was the.
Oh, it's hiding.
attack.
Yeah. Oh, that's correct. Cheer.
Shoot it.
Which one? Are you going to move up first, or are you shooting first?
Shooting first.
And just shooting? Okay.
Don't kill it.
Ooh.
It's an 11.
11 is a match.
Ooh.
Guys aren't really wearing a whole lot.
8.
8 damage. You shoot him. As he's lifting up the crossbow and trying to aim at One Eye, the bullet goes through the crossbow, shattering the crossbow in his hands, and hits him in the chest. He takes a step back, reaching up as blood spurts out onto the ground. He falls to one knee, looks up, looks like he's still attempting to attack. With his offhand, pulls out a short dagger, and looks like he's still in the fight, but this guy is not. This guy's on death's door. You still have a move and a bonus action.
Kill it. We'll go up to
5, 10, 15, 20,
no.
Oh.
20 was good.
20. So right here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Fionn, we're over to you now.
I'm moving over to the bugbear.
Okay, so you're going to take 5 footstep forward.
Nah.
Alright. So just moving up and trying to claw at his face.
Yeah, rip his throat out.
Oh, let's see
Go
what
for
happens.
the jugular.
Go for the juggler.
Ah, that's an ant 3. That's a miss.
Now, as you go for the juggler, you realize he's not a juggler, and it just throws off the entire attack pattern. As you
Fun is bad. That's what throws the
as you rush at him, he's just so on edge, in pain and everything. He manages to just step out of the way with the swipe of your paw, not making any connection. You still have the rest of your movement and a bonus action if you have it.
None of the above.
Okay, so you're staying where you are?
Yeah.
Okay. This person here looks over, sees you as you're approaching with a weapon, now shirtless, very pale, and scars, correct?
Yes.
No tattoos, but scars all over the body. She raises her right hand, and a streaming bolt of red energy shoots from it, trying to strike at you. Does a 14 hit?
No.
You just duck out of the way as it flies right past you. You can feel the heat of this arcane bolt fly past your face. She misses, then takes a step to the side over at the tent and seems to be repositioning herself, trying to keep the tent between you and her. And now it is a very big turn, so give me 1 second. This one's going to take a little bit. All right, so in the building first, Dakin,
Okay.
the Han Solo looking guy is attempting to attack you with his 3-gun, so he has disadvantage on the attack. He takes a wild shot. A 10 does not hit.
No.
It hits the cauldron and dangerously away. He tries to get himself back into position. And seeing if he can get a shot off on you as you're just getting that shield in between yourself and him. The very large, dark-skinned man now attempts to just fall upon you with the blades in his hand, trying to double team you with the bugbear. That is a 12 to hit.
That is a match.
As he sinks a dagger into your flesh, you take 4 points of piercing damage. Out here, we have this guy who sees you come up, and this guy almost on death's door. He shouts something in Elven.
I do not understand.
Sylvan, you mean?
Yeah,
Elven.
I do.
Okay, you're not going to hear this. So he shouts something. He's going to run up and try to swing at you, One Eye. He seems to have a long, kind of gnarled stick. That is a natural 20. He manages to stick the sharpened piece of wood into your body. That is
It's a
8
master
plus
splinter.
1 is 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The next one here, she is going to rush over at Calith, sorry. Can't roll to hit you tonight. That is a natural 4. And she swings with a heavy-looking wooden hammer. Just, you easily just step out of the way as it thuds into the ground with sickening force. This one here is going to double move around, and looks like they're trying to get into the tent. And I believe that is all of them. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. This one, she just seems to be holding her child. She still has the blade in her hand, but she is wildly looking at the situation, and the fire at this point has now spread. This bed is on fire, and this bed is now on fire. The people who are in those beds have crawled under the tent and are trying to flee away from this thing. But the fire is spreading very quickly. Caliph.
Yes. I am going to turn to the one that shot at me.
The one that you see him,
engaged.
yeah, he's barely getting up from his knee, and he's pulling a dagger from his belt.
And I'm going to shout at him that your father was as blind as you are now
You got
when he met your mother
There
and used vicious mockery.
Okay, saving throw, correct?
13, yes.
13 DC. That is a natural 12, and it's a wisdom, correct?
Yes.
That is a 12. Okay. Turns, looks at you, and you feel the magic compel him for a moment. You see his eyes glaze over. He stops moving for a moment, and you see as he just looks down at the dagger in his hand and jams it into his own neck. Pulls it across his throat and falls to the ground. The first one you snuck attack. He falls to the ground, gurgling, blood just spraying all over the tent next to him as he nicked one of his arteries. Caliph, that is a standard action.
That's two for me.
He's like, I'm not a killer in the last episode.
They killed them. I talked to them, and they killed themselves.
I am going to brave the.
The onslaught?
No, I'm not going to brave the onslaught. I'm going to brave dodging this one that tried to hit me and scoot back.
Okay, so you will provoke an attack of
Yes,
opportunity.
I'll scoot
Okay.
back to Che.
To cheer? Okay,
Yes.
so right in front of the chair?
Yes.
Okay, so as you try to go back, she once again swings hardly at you. That is an 18.
That's a hit.
This time that hammer, I mean, it's not. It's made of kind of old rotted wood, so it doesn't seem to be as sturdy as it should be. You're thinking one of these that's actually in good condition would hurt much more, but you still take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as she cracks you right in the side as you kind of hit the ground, roll up, and then start moving around the tent to get away from her. It is the Wildevin's turn. This one here now is going to stand up, aim, and take a shot, and Darius, or Draven, as you are tall enough, and you are not, he is aiming right for you.
Oh, that's a long shot.
But he's still got
Darius,
cover, doesn't he?
you do have cover. You have 3/4 cover, so you have +5 to your AC, and he is out of his minimum range. Wow, a natural 20 and a 19. So 19 is a 23. Add 5 to your AC.
20.
So 23 still hits. Okay. So he looses an arrow, and just as the wind looks like it's going to take it, it throws it off from hitting you square in the chest and just strikes you in the shoulder, adding another wound to your collection. That is 4 points of piercing damage. And that is going to end their turn. So he is going to take a step forward and just reload to take another shot. Alrighty, that'll be interesting when that happens. Okay, the bugbear now is still teaming up and trying to attack you. This time, it just has a small dagger. It can't even be considered a dagger. This is more like a knife. That is an 18.
No, that's a hit.
Okay, so he gets an extra damage die on it, but it's only 1, so that'd be 2 plus his strength is 2, so 4 points of piercing damage. As it just sticks this knife into you, it hurts like hell. It looks like it should hurt a lot more with his size. Thankfully, it's more like a dinner knife type thing.
I just got stabbed with a blunt knife. Ah!
And he is actually, at this point, he's going to provoke an attack of opportunity from you, because he's going to turn around and push his way out of the tent.
That's a natural 16.
That is a hit. Damage.
For a total 4 points.
4 points of damage. As you claw him right on the back, he stumbles in, rushes this guy. I'm going to give it a dexterity saving throw. That is a natural 4. He knocks him on his ass as he stumbles out of this place, slowly trying to catch his breath as smoke is now beginning to fill this area. As the fire now at this point has been burning for about 25 seconds.
Dakin's having trouble because he's super tall.
He is very tall. So, Darius, or Draven, we are to you.
Being interrupted from his potentially new foresight piece, he's going to get rather angry boy.
Okay.
About it, so that's one use.
Well, you technically already are. Remember, as soon as you go into that, you already are. Yeah.
He's gonna go, but he's gonna go try to
Attack him.
wrestle down the side piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep, you can make it up right up to that. Okay.
And then he's going to smash her into the tent.
Okay. So, are you trying to just knock her into the tent? So, are you trying to, or are you just trying to grapple her? Okay. So you're just trying to throw her prone. Okay. Go ahead and make an athletic check for me, please. And she will try to acrobatics her way out of it.
Advantage on this? Yes.
You are. It's a strength check, so and you are raging, so yes.
Let me get additional plus. Athletics. 18.
18. I rolled a natural 6 plus 3 is 9. You grab a hold of her right on her vest with one hand and just throw her into the tent. The tent immediately collapses around her. She's on her back. The tent stakes are kind of falling around her. She's prone, but you can still see that energy coursing over her hands. And with that, she will drop that blade out of her hand too. At this point, both of her hands have that energy in it.
And as the bonus action, he's just gonna kind of kneel down with the blade in his hand. He's just like, "So you want to play? I like it when women try to get a little bit
Rough.
Dakin.
I even
Yeah,
that.
well.
Interesting.
The guy behind me with the pistol, the
That
three
fits
gun. And
murderous.
yeah.
Okay, so you're swinging at him. You realize smoke is at this point is pretty much all around your head. It's getting very hard to breathe.
Now, what is grabbing something standard action?
It is standard action.
Okay. I think I will use my 5 feet of my movement
Okay.
to get closer to the woman,
Okay.
the baby. I don't know Dakin's character. So group. Do I go for the baby? Do I?
She still has the child. Her child is still in the bed as well.
Oh, her
Yeah.
child's still in the
Yeah,
bed.
she has a kid in the bed.
She still has. It's like a.
And there's a jackass standing over.
I got
so.
3 or 4 year old in the bed.
So she's not holding that swaddling baby anymore.
Oh, she's holding a. She's holding a baby.
There's 2 kids.
Mm.
Baby in arms and then sick kid on bed.
Okay. That's the one that Dakin looked at in the previous session.
The one in the bed is the one that Dakin looked at.
Okay.
The one that she's holding, no one is really taking a close look at.
Okay. I'm gonna attack the.
The
Han Solo.
Okay.
19.
That is definitely a hit. Damage, please.
6.
6 damage.
Well, 7.
As you crack him right in the chest, he bounces against the tent wall itself behind him and will tumble to the floor. He is coughing and hacking up a lung, and where he falls, there is fire. Go and roll me another d6, please.
Burning!
He's out of there.
5.
He immediately almost like he's doused himself in kerosene before the fight, just erupts in flames and begins screaming at the top of his lungs.
We're gonna get in trouble for
You still have the rest of your movement if you'd like to take it.
I'm going to hold position.
Hold position? Okay. I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
He doesn't have any.
I haven't heard of David scream in a while. I think this would be an appropriate time.
Actually, it's a 6. 13.
13? You're still coughing, but the air's getting thicker. You're able to stave it off. You manage to get a couple of gulps of air in, but you're still kind of coughing. And, any more attacks in here within this room are going to be a disadvantage at this point. She turns around, sticks her knife into the tent, pulls it down to the floor, creating an opening, reaches into the bed, grabs that kid by the foot, and begins to pull him out of the bed as she's pulling herself out of the tent. This woman must weigh 75 pounds soaking wet, and mother instincts have kicked in. She is doing what she can to save these kids. And she's provoking an attack of opportunity if you'd like to take it. Okay. She will get just out of the tent with both children in tow.
Okay.
With the little one on her is coughing. What is Dakin's passive perception and what is your passive perception?
Mine's a 15.
15?
Okay, I need to calculate this.
What's his
13,
skill?
Perception.
Yeah, perception's up there. Yeah, plus 3. 13.
13? You both hear this. The hacking and coughing, way too deep for it to be a child. The rest of the bystanders, this one here,
It's a quarter stack.
you see, none of you see this yet. You see as she gets closer, she picks up a barrel that's sitting next to her and begins to slowly walk with it raised up over her head and is slowly approaching this one here. As this one sees that, he picks up a stick and begins moving around. But he gets to there. This guy finally stands up and he tries to jump in under there, but the dad keeps him from getting under. You just hear him start punching the drunk man. Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! And he just kind of stumbles away as he's still trying to get out of this place. This one here gets closer to the tent, as does this one here, as now there are gunshots Actually, this guy sees her and immediately is going to turn and start moving the opposite direction from her. One eye. The one before you saw just stick a knife into his throat. The other one that stuck you with a stick is still there. And that first attack being as successful as it was and drawing out such a guttural reaction from you has a smile on his face. It is attempting to skewer you again. What are you doing?
Okay. I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
Die 4. Die 20. 19.
19 is a hit. Damage, please.
4 damage.
4 damage. You stick him hard and he screams out in pain. Or as he goes after you, you just get him right in the side as he and steps back and goes for it again. Go ahead and take your next attack.
And in between attacks, I'm like, death comes for everybody, laddie.
Okay.
Like a sound effect they just made for the stab.
That would be a 14.
14 is a hit. Damage.
6.
6 damage. You stick him again after you say that. With that bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and give you an intimidation check with disadvantage. If you're willing to burn your bonus action to do that.
No,
Or
my
your,
bonus action was the
if you're
second attack.
willing to burn your move action to do that.
Yeah, I'll burn
Okay.
my action to do that. Intimidation.
Charisma.
4. So, 14.
14.
Disadvantage?
You're with disadvantage.
Oh.
You're pretty intimidating. You see him stutter for a moment, but you haven't made him break and run. But he definitely seems like now he's taking you quite a bit more seriously. Cheer, we're over to you. Fionn, you're on deck.
So we got the one right here.
Yeah, you see that woman just crack him in the back as he pulls away and tries to reconnoiter with you. You see the one pull its spear out of One Eye, and you see One Eye stab him twice in retort. And you see the other one next to him is still bleeding out.
Let's go for the lady that hit Cal.
Okay?
So I'll be shooting her.
That's a good.
Okay? You have a 6-gun or a 3-gun?
6.
So you still have 5 more rounds. Go ahead. So you just taking aim and shooting?
Yeah.
Now you're closer to the cover than she is, and she's not adjacent to it, so she doesn't have a bonus from cover.
I do.
But you can if she shoots back or throws the hammer at you.
Ooh.
Nice.
She hit your purple boyfriend.
What a
It's not my boyfriend, we're just oddly codependent, okay? So that's gonna be 11.
11 is a match. Damage.
11?
No, I'm saying damage because it's 19 plus.
19 plus is a hit. Okay. You gotta tell me to hit first.
Sorry, 19
So
plus
remember,
5.
it's just dice.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
just dice.
It has a plus 3 on mine.
No.
No, it's just dice.
Oh, okay. So then it's an 8.
8. Okay. Yeah, handguns in my world, they do a lot of damage, but you don't get your modifier to it unless you take the feat. Okay, so 8 damage.
Yes.
Already she is not looking good. That first, you take aim and fire, and that first one goes straight through her shoulder. And you see her just, and try to hoist that hammer back up. You still have your move and your bonus if you'd like to take it.
I'm happy in my 10 area.
Okay, so you're happy? Alrighty, Fionn, you're up. I'm on deck.
I'll go ahead and take a chomp at this.
And this guy you can see is hacking and starting to cough, and it looks like he's backing his way out of the tent at this point. You can see that intent. But he's still
Okay.
ready to fight.
Is there anything left in here besides Dakin?
It is Dakin and you at this point. There is a person in the bed right next to him.
No, right next to Dakin.
Right next to the very dark-skinned guy. They are an older person. They seem to be unconscious. They were unconscious the whole time you've been in here.
I'll go ahead and transform out.
So you convert back into
Fionn.
sexy Fionn. Okay.
Sexy.
I'll tell Dakin and Sylvan. There's one on an old man on the bed.
Woman, but yeah.
Old woman on the bed. Okay.
Okay. So that's a bonus action.
I'll go to the old woman.
You gonna go to the old woman?
Yeah, see if I can, begin the lifting. But
Oh, you can grab her, definitely. He looks like he's ready to attack, but you can reach over and start the process of picking her up to move out.
Yeah.
You could move another 5 feet if you wish.
I'll do
Like
that.
start pulling her towards the door. So
Alright.
you're actually in this space. I'm still leaving you on the bed. You're actually in that space right there.
Negative.
So you haven't left this threat range yet, but he's like rolling around. He's just and trying to rub at his eyes to get the smoke out of him and trying to attack. Okay. It is now her turn. So her laying on her back with you standing over her, she's going to reach out with both hands and shoot that same energy. She has disadvantage because it's a ranged attack and you're adjacent to her. Wow, natural 17 and natural 19. So natural 17 plus is a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
This energy hits you straight in the chest and you feel burning like fire. Your skin immediately sizzling and popping against the energy of it. That does that much damage. That is 6 points of fire damage straight to your chest. And she is going to try to roll and stand up, not leaving your threatened space, but she is now on her feet, and you can see more of that energy encircling her hands. As she gets back on her feet, and you're not gonna like how I play dirty. It is now these guys' turn, and this guy is. You are not currently threatening him because you're holding the woman.
Alright.
He sees this, kind of looks around for a moment, and he just goes, "Fuck this!" And he starts running out the door. I'm gonna give him a perception check. He fails with a natural 2. So as he's running out, he doesn't see the guy who's laying on the floor. That guy standing up smashes right into him, and they're both laying prone on the floor right in front of each other. The girl here sees that this tent is on fire, looks over at the little one that just attacked her, and she is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So she's going to take a full move to get right up adjacent to you and try to bring the hammer down. With that as a roll of 7, so 11 to hit.
No.
You just jump out of the way. You can see that wound in her shoulder is just preventing her from being able to get a real swing onto it. At this point, so that guy got knocked back over, so he was knocked prone again. That's going to end his turn. The one with the stick on one eye is going to attempt to stab one eye again. That is a 12 to hit.
No.
This time, whatever you did. Oh, sorry. Still a 12. Either way, I rolled 2 8s. You can see you kind of put him on his back foot, and his thrust is almost half-hearted, like he's just trying to fend you off at this point. He is going to attempt to take a step back.
Attack of opportunity.
Okay. So as he does, you rush forward and swing right at it, or swipe at his thigh. Go ahead.
Could have just stab him in the thigh.
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
slash?
You're trying to get him in the thigh as best you can. Trying to get him to stop.
14.
14 is a hit. Damage, please.
What does this say? 4 points
For,
of damage.
so you don't stick him in the thigh, but you do manage to run your blade across it, and he cries out in pain as he reaches down and just kind of staggers back. At this point, he's going to attempt to stagger back another, almost right into Derek, Draven. You begin to feel and see this guy as he's backing away from one eye, and he's backing right towards you.
Bump.
Oh, I'm having a bad day.
Listen, he needs to get the fuck away from me. I'm hoarding over here.
Wow, this is how you flirt.
This
Okay,
is how he flirts.
at this
Raven the
point,
asshole.
the fire has now spread to these points here. So those spaces are now on fire, and you can feel the smoke. Ending your turn in the space, it's going to be blinding. Same thing with you. Ending your turn in space, it's going to get even harder for you to breathe. Calith, we are back to you. You see that big woman turn running around the tent and going after Cheer. You see the one with the sticks backing away from one eye, and one eye slash him. And you see him backing right into Draven as you see the black hair of Draven just turn, and that. You have red tinted eyes, correct?
They're green.
Oh, green tinted
But
eyes,
they're,
excuse me.
they glow when he goes.
You can see that trail as he looks over and just looks at the back of this guy's head. What are you doing?
Did you say I could see those two going over after the one with the bow? Or not?
Oh yeah. You're the one that can see them kind of converging there.
In that case, I'll turn to that guy, since he shot at me, and shout at him, "You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if it sat on your face!"
So that is vicious mockery, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me
Oh,
just
like
check the range on that real
60
quick.
feet.
60 feet? Okay,
I checked.
you are within 60 feet. Good job. All right, so that is a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Saving throw.
13.
I rolled a natural 13. Hold on a sec.
Does he have a minus?
Yep. A -1. So that is a 12.
It's a 12. That is, yes, 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage, and whoever attacks him next has advantage on the attack, including one of them. As you say that, he shoots an arrow straight in the tent in front of him, just pulls the arrow out, and he looks like he's aiming right for your face.
Perfect.
You still have a move and a bonus.
For my bonus action, I will shout in the tent, "Theon! Dakin! Get out of there!"
Okay.
And then I'll duck behind the tent.
Okay. So basically just ducking down.
No, I will stay up. I want him to keep me as a target.
So you just kind of give him a smile. Alrighty. All right. I like it. Well,
smile.
he is definitely going to attack and try to shoot at you. Now his next attack, the next attack against him has advantage, correct? But he does not have disadvantage. All right. So
I don't
he
think
is
so.
going to take a. You do have cover because you are right next to that tent. So add and 3/4 cover. So you have add 5 to your AC. Not going to matter. On natural 8 plus 4 is a 12.
that doesn't matter, yeah.
And so it just thunks into the tent in front of you, and you hear him cuss, just fuck, as he's pulling it, and the rest of the world has just faded away from it as he's pulling another arrow, knocking it, and just you are his only target in life. That is all he is doing.
He's certainly not racist towards purple people.
Yeah, you killed all racism that he had. All he cares about is killing you. The bugbear at this point is going to look around, and
What is disadvantage?
he actually is going to rush towards Draven with that knife in his hand still, his cleaver now lost to the fire, and he is going to attempt to attack Draven. Draven, that is an 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is, I don't even have to roll. So that's 1, 1, and 3. So that's 4. It's 4 damage.
2.
Divided by 2 in half is 2. So 2 points of piercing damage. As he sticks this knife into your chest and pulls it out, I mean, you just kind of rock back a minute. As he pulls it out, look down at the wound and look back up at him. And you see him for a moment just kind of look at his blade and then look at you. But he's still ready to attack again.
He just sees Draven smiling at him.
It's great because this guy's whole thing... Yeah,
thank
this
you.
guy's whole thing is he gets an extra damage die because he's a brute, but a knife is only 1 damage. So Darius, you're up. Dakin, you're on deck.
I'm going to...
You now have this one backing him. This one you can tell is still looking directly at one eye. He has no idea you're there.
Can I try to beat him with him?
No.
Just grab him by the back of the neck and...
Beat
You
one
can
motherfucker
try to
with
throw him
another
prone like you
motherfucker.
get hurt.
No, I'm just going to hit the... You're just going to see Draven tilt his head. I'm trying to get a mate here, and you're interrupting.
To who? The bugbear?
Yeah, and
Okay.
you just see him look over at her like,
You see a
one moment.
You see a very confused expression flit across her face, then replaced by anger again.
Just one moment. And I'm
So what
going
do you
to swing at the bugbear.
At the bugbear? Okay, go roll a hit. Natural 1.
Yep.
Okay, so it's as you're talking to her. Yeah, as you're talking to her, you go to swing, and you look out of the corner of your eye to see if she's just watching you, and for a moment, that look of disdain she has on your face kind of throws you off for a second because you thought you were doing a pretty good job at flirting, and just sail uselessly over the head of the bugbear that has dropped to his feet and now is coming after you again. You still have a move action and a bonus action if you'd like to take it.
Well, the bonus action is going to be second wind.
Okay. Remember, you do have a free action with your other ability too. Don't forget. You do have. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. You're not second level.
13.
3 plus your level. 3 plus your fighter level. So 4. So you heal 4. That is going to end Draven's turn. Dakin, you're up, followed by me.
Then I'm going to just bowl back over this dude.
Okay, so that's going to provoke an attack of opportunity from both of them. She's not going to take it because she doesn't have anything in her hands, and she doesn't have War Mage. But the Bugbear is going to attempt to. I need... well, you're not going to be able to push him, but you can move next to him. Because you would have had to spend your action pushing him. But do you still want to move away?
Sure.
Okay, so that is a 13 to hit. So right as he swings, your movement's too fast. It's almost like suddenly you were there, and then there was a shadow blending into shadow, and then you were in the next space. And he just swung where you were, not where you are. Dakin.
I'm gonna roar. What's the visibility look like at my height?
Very, very smoky.
Can I see
You can barely see a shadowy Fionn pulling somebody towards the front of the tent, out of the bed.
Well, you're bound to have heard the old woman.
Okay, I'm going to move up to Fionn,
Okay.
and I'm going to assist her with dragging this whatever it is out of the tent.
Okay, so Fionn, on your turn, you guys are going to be able to move. Since he's assisting you, you're going to be able to take it up to his half movement. He has another 20 feet of movement left. Okay? Dakin, you have a bonus action if you'd like to take it, though.
No.
Okay, so this woman here gets there first. As she comes up right behind that guy, as all of his attention is focused elsewhere, she has advantage on the attack, and that is a natural 20. As the barrel in her hand just shatters over this guy's head, and the guy just falls into the tent for a moment, kind of kicks himself back. Right as he does, she is already running away from him, and she hops over this fence. Doesn't seem like the hit was super hard. The wood looked like it was kind of brittle, but she definitely knocked the wind out of him for a moment. Okay. This guy here, as this guy's coming up with a stick, he sees the guy turn, he just drops the stick, and he runs to get inside the tent. So he's actually inside the tent at this point. This guy here looks over. Darius and One Eye can see this. He looks over to his left, sees something behind the tent that you don't see, turns and begins running this way. So at this point, these two are off the map. This guy here still isn't off the map as he's still drunk. They're still hiding. He's still hiding. She's now on the other side of that. That is all the bystanders currently, as well as the other people hiding inside that tent. One Eye, we're to you. Cheer, you're on deck. I can get it for you. Where do you want to go?
As I'm moving up, I'm going to say, "Oi, Draven, I not be your enemy." And I'm going to move. Is that
Yeah, you can get into the space.
okay? And I grin at the guy with the spear.
So the guy just like looks at you as you're coming up, then turns and looks and sees Draven standing right behind him, and you can see his attention is thrown off for just a half a second, but that's more than enough for a rogue like you. Go ahead.
Cheeky.
Check him in his ass cheek.
Too bad it's a 3.
Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
11.
11 is a match.
Yeah, alright.
Okay. That right there is 9 points of damage.
Right as he turns and you just out of the corner of his eye, just puts you in his peripheral vision for a moment, doesn't even see you move, as you take a quick step forward and just stick your blade right into his spine. He just stutters for a moment and drops to the ground, pulling your blade out of his neck as he does so. You still have another 10 feet of movement, and you still have your bonus action.
I think I'm going to be cautious because Draven's right there,
Okay.
and I am.
So you're still kind of eyeing Draven?
Yeah.
Draven definitely seemed like he kind of moved into the guy, which is what drew his attention. Cheer, you are up. Fionn, you're on deck.
Bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do my right.
Okay, so you slit your thumb. You've seen this many times before. One Eye, as you're
I'm not going to even see this.
okay.
Behind
So
me.
nobody sees it.
what is Dakin's again? 13, correct?
I can't see beside the phone with.
So this is all happening kind of simultaneously. So Dakin, you would notice that you see her do something with her thumb along the length of her blade, and just rub her thumb on the front of her barrel. But not entirely sure what that is. What are you gonna do now?
Alright, so
If you shoot where she's at now, you have disadvantage on the attack. You can move back, but you will provoke an attack of opportunity.
I'll move back.
Okay. Natural 3. So you just duck under the swing. She's not used to fighting someone that's quite so squirrely as you. Just 5 feet.
Nice save. Yeah.
So you just take a quick step back, aim, and roll a hit.
You know I'm taking it.
Yep.
I'm fucking taking it.
Oh yeah.
That's a 14.
14 plus is a hit.
5.
Damage.
And then it's a D.
4 plus 2d6.
Yeah, that's right. 1 second. It's D4. That's not bad.
Could be better.
2 lightning damage, 3 from the bullet, and I know I am down to.
You take aim, and you all hear what sound, or all of a sudden you all, not hear, but smell ozone in the air, almost like there's a lightning storm nearby. Dakin, you can see, and Fionn, you can see the flash of lightning, though there is no sound of thunder that goes along with it.
Do I see it with passive perception of now 12?
Yes. Same thing with you. Just to your right, you look over and you see it. And it definitely came from Cheer's weapon. Cheer, you have the rest of your movement if you'd like to take it. Oh, remember, this is your maledict. This is, yeah.
Well, we should probably
If you want one for the other one, we can do the other one
yeah,
as
we
well,
can do
too.
it as well. That's what I was thinking.
But remember, that one is, it's last until you take a rest.
No, this one does, yeah. So I will take the damage. So that was.
Well, your maximum hit points is reduced.
Yeah,
By
by 2. And I take damage equal to it.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Your maximum hit point, so you're down 2 hit points, and that's as high as you can go.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
Okay, so no.
You gonna stay where you're at, or are you gonna run away?
Can I go to this tent?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right up here again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
Fionn, we're over to you. Follow
Well,
by
we're
me.
moving, yeah? I
So
guess
the
moving
both of you will get out as these guys are standing up. You can see the one that looks much fresher, the one that wasn't in the tent, is cussing at the other one as he stands up and he pulls what looks to be a very nice looking sword from his belt. As he sees you all pulling the woman. Now you have a chance to finish the rest of your turn. You use your standard action. You'll have more movement and a bonus action if you like to take it.
He is looking threateningly at me.
He turns and looks at you and Dakin, yes.
What actions do I have left?
Bonus and the rest of your move. So you have another 10 feet of move. Now you could bonus action Magic Stone.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and activate the Magic Stone.
Okay, so you just reach into your backpack, pull out a handful of stones, and cast Magic Stone upon it. Okay, it is now her turn, and she is going to take this opportunity. Fuck this! It's not worth the coin! And she's going to double move. She just starts running away.
You see Dream just like...
Just a single manly tear.
At this point, I'm picturing him being
Single
like,
man.
what's his face from Game of Thrones?
And it is now the thug. Now this, her,
Why am I
is
saying that?
where are you going, little one? You! Hey! She takes a step there, and she's going to swing at you, Callus. That is a natural 5. That is a 9. I can't roll today. I cannot roll today.
It's working out to our benefit.
Yeah, it is a little too much. This guy here is now going to stand up. He's going to engage Dakin while this guy gets up, and he's going to engage
Who's the guy with the nice sword?
Fionn. The guy is this guy here. The guy looks like he's wearing armor.
I should
So the guy against Dakin, natural 19. So that is definitely a hit. That is, wow, minimum damage. 3 points of damage. Fionn, that is a natural 18. That is 7 damage to Fionn. And any other thugs that I'm missing? Nope, most of them are already on the ground. Okay, so at this point, most of the tent is on fire itself. Thankfully, it doesn't look. Most of the stuff is fairly far away, but you might have some problem of the fire spreading. You can already see that there are more and more people coming out of their tents, looking at what's happening. Anyone that's close tent, like the person in this tent, you see them beginning to pack up their tent and just trying to get it away from the fire as quickly as possible. There's not any brush on the ground. I know this is a green board, but I don't get to use this thing often, so I wanted to use it today. Yeah, so it's mainly dirt, like very, very, just hard packed earth. Callus.
I am going to turn to this one that just swung at me and shout at her, "You couldn't hit me if I was any bigger!"
So
Vicious mockery.
that is a natural 8. Go ahead and roll it.
That's a 1.
1 point of damage. Alrighty. But you see her, she's just so enraged that she just picks her hammer up with both hands, just completely ignoring you now, Chair. Callus, you have movement, but you will provoke if you move out of her threat range. And you have a bonus action if you want to take it.
Bonus action. Can you dodge with a bonus action?
You
Only
can't.
if you're
Only
a
if you
monk.
were a rogue or monk.
And the rogue don't get
Is there anything
Depends.
defensive?
Certain subclasses.
Is there
I
any-
think there's a 1 or 2 that does.
Is there anything
Actually, no, I think
defensive
I'm
I can
actually
do
fine.
with my bonus action?
Cunning.
Uh,
Trap.
You could inspire
I'm
people.
trying to remember what film we're going
You still have 1 more use of it today.
2. Oh. Did
You
I?
used 1. Yeah, you used 1 earlier.
Oh, okay.
When you guys went to the bar, you inspired.
Oh, let me just mark that on
No,
there.
this was right now.
No, that was to this session. Last session, when you guys walked into the bar, he inspired.
Yeah.
He inspired Gunner.
So Fionn is out.
Yeah,
And
Fionn
he
and
just got
Dakin are
shanked.
both out. And you
Just
can
got
see,
shanked.
you can see this guy. He's got almost like a nail bat, and he just stuck a couple of rusty nails into her.
Like,
think I need 10
Lucy.
I will,
Like what?
I will shout at One Eye and tell him, flex those muscles and hit hard. And feel inspired.
That's it. That's his last one.
I haven't used
Okay,
it yet.
so it is now this guy's turn, and this guy still has a death vendetta against Callus. As he turns, looks, "You're next, bitch!" Pulls
about
another arrow out. Will turn, look at you. Actually, he's gonna spend his action picking up his bow and trying to notch an arrow and then shoot at you. So that's gonna be a standard action. Is literally getting his bow after she just knocked it out of his hands. So he gets himself ready. He is definitely still trying to kill Callus. The bugbear, though, is running up, and you hear him yell in a language none of you understand, to his right. Nope.
Okay.
I know what languages you guys speak.
Right.
That is a 15 to hit.
Match.
Match. That is another 4, so 2 points of piercing damage. And Draven, it is your turn. Dakin, you're on deck.
Now he's actually mad. He's like, scared away the voluptuous one. And now I have to really hurt you bad.
Okay.
And you just see him just swing upwards
Alright.
through the groin.
Okay. Going for a junk shot.
Wow.
18 plus 5.
That is definitely a hit. Damage, please.
15.
15 points. So the blade cuts him, catches him right in the thigh, and you take his right leg completely off his body. He cries out in pain as he tumbles to the ground. Within moments, he is bled out.
Damn.
You still have your move and your bonus.
I'm going to start sawing the head off.
Okay, so you just move forward to try to, take your trophy. Alright, Dakin, you're up, followed by me.
The guy who hit me
You
with
shouldn't- you
the
shouldn't have a beard.
feminized sword,
Yes.
I am going to attack him. 10?
10 is barely a miss.
11.
11 is a hit.
Yeah, it's plus 5. So
Yeah.
Plus 5? So that is a hit. Damage, please.
Strength plus 3.
Yeah, 7.
7 points of damage. Very nice. Okay. Dakin, you still have your bonus action and a move if you'd like to take it.
Did he get that spell?
Like he yells. something, whatever, and then just like.
Bonus action healing words.
Okay, on. On Fian. Go ahead and roll a d4 plus 5.
The fanny pack.
So
Six.
seven health redone. Okay. This woman here turns and begins shouting, "Fire! Fire! Grab some buckets! Fire!" This guy here finally gets off the board, and that is going to do it
I
for
don't have
the.
a card to give you.
Those two.
They're I think at the front of his thing.
Don't forget the two underneath the.
Yeah, they're just hanging out. Everybody seems to be ignoring them. They're using that to their advantage currently. Okay, so though she is going to move with both of her children in tow, she begins moving that way now that this thing is fully engulfed. Yeah, that's about as far as she gets. One Eye. You watch Draven just dismember this bugbear, and you see him now leaning over his body and just starting to saw with his blade over its neck.
You have some fun now. And I'm going to go
5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, I'll attack this guy.
Alright. So, Fionn, you see that shadowy little dwarf just come around the corner, rush up behind this guy. The guy hears the footsteps, looks back, just as you're going to stab him. Go ahead.
Oh god. Yeah.
That is definitely a hit.
Yeah.
Damage.
So, 5 plus 6 is 11.
11 points of damage. This is the first actual hit he's taken in battle, and you stick that blade right into or just above his buttocks, and he cries out in pain as you pull it out of him, and you can go after him with the other one if you like.
Yeah.
No, that one's a hit.
15 plus 5.
That is a hit.
20.
Damage?
It's a
3?
Just 3. You don't get to add to the.
Oh,
yeah.
I-
Yeah, for offhand. And do you have 2 of them fighting?
Yes.
You do? Okay, then you do.
I'm sorry.
6? Alright, so 6 plus
That's awesome.
11. Oh, already, like just that 1-2 combo, he is not looking very good. He's already, his legs are almost gone out from under him. Cheer.
Oh, wait, I said my free action to.
Yeah.
I can't. check
And
this
cheer followed by Fionn.
Fine, cheer save.
Okay?
No, lightning and thunderbolts and lightning.
It's very, very frightening. That is definitely a hit.
3, that's a 13 plus.
Damage, please.
It's 4 regular damage, 3 lightning damage.
You take aim and fire. Now, typically, you would have blown a hole through her head with the bullet. But this isn't a typical bullet now with whatever you've done to it. The lightning strikes both of her eyes, and you see her eyes immediately explode from the electrical energy. Within a moment, her brain is cooked. She falls to the ground lifeless.
Thank you, John!
Cheer save.
You still have your move and bonus.
Gunner would be proud.
I know Gunner would be proud. I'm gonna move up.
Gunner's
Die behind that tent.
10,
Gunner would
15,
possibly have a
20.
job.
Ew.
You can clearly see
And then it is
there
up
appear to
like
be 3 more combatants, though one of them you can't see. You're too short to see over the tent to see him.
As he's about to take me in the head.
Yeah,
Fionn.
I summon up the golden eye tiger spirit
Crazy.
right in the center of all of my allies.
Crazy.
I have a thing for that.
Everyone has 17
Right here?
hit points. Yeah, it works.
So suddenly you all feel bolstered. You all have 7 temporary hit
You
points.
see the spirit leap out of Fiona right to there.
That just like jumps out of her body, then rushes to that area and just circles in that area, roaring into the night. You hear more cries and shouts as that happens as well.
You see that jackass with the shield, the one who's had a nice short sword?
Yes.
I'm gonna shove him into the fire.
Okay, so you're gonna attempt to push him. Okay.
Yep.
So go ahead and make either. This would be athletics. Natural 14.
Temporary hindrance?
But if he has a bonus, then
He
he's
said
in.
7.
Let me see. This guy is a thug. He has an 11, so no.
Then we match because I rolled a 14.
Match. I gotta give it to the attacker.
Alright then.
So you're gonna push him back 1. Okay, so
I'm gonna shove him into the fire. I mean,
so You're gonna move there. You push him into the fire. He literally staggers back and hits the tent that's on fire. I'm gonna give him a dexterity saving throw to see if he catches fire. Go ahead and roll me a d6 for fire damage, please. He definitely catches fire.
1d6.
1d6.
6.
6. Very nice. This guy is not having a very good day, and now, like, his pants have caught fire, and you can see the fire rushing over his back as he begins to scream in pain.
You can see loud.
And
Will Smith
immediately,
sounds like, yeah.
he hits the ground and begins rolling to put the fire out.
Stop,
so
drop, roll,
that is
stop,
going to
roll.
be his turn as he ends his turn there. This one here turns to you as you stuck him twice, and he's going to try to stick you with his own dagger. That is a 17 to hit. Okay, so that is 6 points of piercing damage. As he just, and you feel that power from just seeing that feline creature just bolstered you up. You feel most of that just ebb away as he sticks the blade into you. But no blood seems to come from your body. And he kind of looks at the blade with kind of shocked
I
surprise.
look at him and I flash my pearly whites.
The other guy spent his action doing that and standing up, so his turn is over. Calith, we are back to you.
What's more intimidating, the knife-wielding professional dwarf, or the fact that he has pearly white teeth in this setting?
Right?
He
That's
takes
the part
care
that
of
makes you
himself
go.
that well.
I'm going to duck down behind that tent,
Okay.
and as I do, I'm going to touch Chair and whisper to her to be bold, my ferocious friend, and give her heroism.
Okay, and what does heroism do?
She can't be
Frightened?
Yeah, can't be frightened, and she gains 3 temporary hit points at the beginning of each of her turns.
Okay, so you have 7. If you lose those 7, you'll gain 3 at the beginning. The temporary hit points do not stack. So if you lose those 7, you'll have a recurring 3 every turn.
And I don't know if she has 7.
You also have advantage on strength checks while you're within 30 feet of that bad boy.
Very nice.
You
So,
already have it.
Calith, you are ducking down and taking cover.
I am
Okay.
ducking down, taking cover.
Okay, well,
No longer so he can see me.
Yep. Well, you hear him curse, and he is going to move out. Now, at that point, you still have partial cover, so add 2 to your AC. But you are his target. Even seeing his friends here getting cut down, he just moves over and is aiming. He's gunning for you. He did not like what you said about his father.
He also has disadvantage.
That is he has disadvantage?
Well, he's within range of, what's it called? Dakin?
Well, no, it's shooting at the person you can shoot out of combat, and you don't do it. But if you shoot at someone adjacent to you, that is a 17. That is a 20.
20, and how many?
You get
Plus 2.
Plus 2? Oh, yeah, no, that hits.
That is 5 points of piercing damage. So you have 2 temporary hit points left.
2 temporary hit points left.
As the arrow strikes straight into your chest as you're crouched down, and seems to deflect off of a shimmering force before you. You just kind of look down in shock, and so does he as he just, what? You see he's starting to do a little bit of calculus in his head, and that took his whole movement, but he's starting to look around to see what's the best avenue for escape. That guy is dead. Darius, are you going to continue to... At this point, you've only pressed your blade against his throat.
Oh, I thought I cut the head off.
No, it takes a standard action to do something like that.
That ruins my plan.
Got that back.
Play your character, man.
Well, I was going to yeet the head at the running mother because she's a
Just
coward.
because you said yeet, I can't let that happen.
So the box
Okay?
is going to get launched at my product.
At her?
Yes.
Okay. That is a long way. I'll give you the capability to pick it up, move her direction, and throw, but you're going to have disadvantage on the throw.
And which gets canceled out by, wouldn't it be a strength test?
No, it's an attack. Like you're literally doing an attack action. So
Okay,
you
go for broke.
grab the box, you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, because 5 feet to move and pick up the box. And I'll allow you to throw it, but you have disadvantage.
You never know.
Does an 11 hit?
11, let me check her thing. No. Box, boom, 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 boom. Right fairly close to her, she screams and she starts moving quicker.
just trying to drag that little guy by his ankles.
Well, no, she's got one kid on her, and she's literally like holding the other kid up and running. The kid's legs kind of like slowly moving. The kid seems to be still halfway unconscious.
Can I try to do an intimidation?
That was pretty intimidating. She's definitely running away from you.
Well, for the rest of my action, you're just gonna hear him yell, "Keep running! I'm gonna kill you, coward bitch!"
Dakin.
Okay, so Fionn is there. Hit the guy shooting arrows.
We'll need to
Okay,
go
so
see
yeah,
the
I
phone
mean,
so I can
you
cancel
see,
all
like,
these.
it's almost like he didn't realize you were there, and he turns and looks at you as he's pulling another arrow out, like, oh crap.
Go around and get these out of there. Boom. Oh!
19 plus 5 is 20.
That is a hit. Damage?
4 damage.
4 damage. You crack him pretty good right against the shoulder, and he winces in pain, but it's not enough to knock him down. He's still in the fight.
Okay.
You have a move and a bonus if you'd like to take it.
I am going to. Move here.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at him with a very stern. You should have done that.
So Dakin's normal smile like comes down just a little bit as he's like she gets right here and stops for a moment, turns and then screams at you, "Just leave us alone!" And
No!
she's not running away, but she's definitely trying to keep a defensive stance between you and her children. That is her. She is once again still yelling fire, and you can hear more and more people are moving this direction. One Eye, we are to you, followed by Cheer.
Advantage.
You do.
The guy that is between me and.
Yep.
Dakin.
The dark-skinned gentleman with the dagger. Go ahead. And you do have advantage on it.
Oh, there we go.
13 plus 5.
That is definitely a hit. Damage?
10.
10? Right as Dakin moves up, this guy feels like Dakin's shadow kind of tower over him, and that makes him jump back. And right as he does, he's on his back foot. You take that opportunity to stick the blade right under his armpit and directly into his lung. As he and hits the ground, you can just see him sputtering and spitting blood on the ground. He lives but a moment longer.
Okay. My movement will be 1, 2, 3, 4.
You will provoke against him.
Fine.
Okay? So as you're moving up, this guy just takes that sword that he has and swings at you as you run by. That is a 14 plus 4 is 18 to hit.
Yes.
Carves into your body, dealing 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Cheer, we are over to you now. Wait, you still have a bonus action.
Let me do math first. Bonus action will be to.
Attack? Okay. You do have an advantage on the attack.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. So add that to 4 plus your dexterity modifier.
8 damage.
8 damage to him. You stick your blade directly into his thigh, and you see blood just openly gush. You definitely hit something vital. He cries in pain, but he's still up,
Yeah.
but he is not in a good place.
My free action is I'm like, well, looks like you'll be dying today.
Sure.
Bonus action.
Okay.
Blood curse of the marked.
Okay. On.
The one that shot at my.
Okay. The one that looks like he's about to die.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm angry.
Roll a hit.
Only I'm supposed to hurt him.
I see. So it's a
16.
16 is a hit.
Sadomasochist relationship.
So your inspiration is gone, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Inspiration is not.
it's Cal's words just ringing in your ears that helps you gain the insight in order to just
That's gonna
hit
be
that mark.
7 regular damage, 6 lightning damage.
Okay. As you stab him in the thigh, and he goes down, dropping his weapon, and just, oh! As you say those words, looks like he'll be dying today. He looks up to say something to you, and you just see his head disintegrate. And his body falls over. You still have a move action if you'd like to take it?
Can't say cheer,
You were
don't
mystic.
care.
Fiona, you're up.
I didn't know that you were a mystic or a seer.
So going around this way?
No, not that
Seen into
far.
the
It's only
future
going around.
eye.
Right there.
Right there? Okay.
You should run. And I'm going to hold my action. She's currently squatting down really low.
Yeah, like you're ready to pounce on him. Okay.
Okay, you should run. And I'll hold my action to see if he actually runs.
He looks you in the eye and says, yeah. Turns to his right and starts running. But he's going to run right past you, which is going to give you an attack of opportunity if you want to take it.
Do it.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
10 hit.
10. As he sees you coming, you go to swing at him, and he just, oh shit, and just falls backwards. Your blade just going right over his head. He tumbles to the ground, gets up, and doesn't stop running. But he does leave that sword in his hand that he just threw up in the air. It clatters to the ground next to you as he continues to kick bricks. Technically, he's still on the board, so we still have a combat. Cal, do you wish to do anything?
Is that 60 feet?
He is at this point. He is 60 feet from you right now. You could get closer.
Do I need to get closer to shout at him?
You could shout at him as he's running away. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout at him. You have always been a coward in your life.
Wisdom, correct?
Yes, wisdom. 13.
The baseball slide.
A 2, so a 1.
4 points of damage.
He throws himself upon the sword that he no longer has.
No, he's still okay. You just see him like. You say that, he turns, and right as he does, he clotheslines himself from a clothesline hanging between two tents, and gets back up and looks like he's going to try to continue to run. Draven, you see this guy is still running. Like, you think he's got a little bit of a lead, like he's still moving, but you're pretty sure you could catch up to him if you want to swing at him.
No, you can't get his lady.
It's up to you. You could go that way or you could go that way.
Oh no, the first lady.
Oh, she's too long gone.
Yeah, so it's like he can't get
Especially with his perception.
It's better than
It
normal.
is better than normal.
Slightly.
So what are you doing?
You see Draven look at her, and he's just gonna like, as his free action or whatever, she's like, stay there, or die. Make the choice. You there though, pussy.
So you rush after him?
Yep.
Okay. So rushing after. So like as you swung and missed, you were like, oh hell no, and just start booking ass after him. And right as he turns and clotheslines himself in the neck is right when you're standing at him. And I'll even give you advantage on the attack just for the cinematic value of it. He's currently prone at your feet.
17.
17 is hit damage.
Oh, that's 13 points.
13 points of damage. You, like right as he does that, he goes to get up, and as he's getting up, you just peg him to the ground. Your blade going through his neck and pinning him to the ground as he starts grabbing at it, cutting his hands as he and just slides down your blade
That's
until
comfy.
his body rests upon the ground. And
As
this is where we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back for an aftermath of what just happened. Give us a few minutes. We're going to stretch our legs and go to the bathroom. welcome back. So, we're going to go ahead and get back to it. Now, with every person with violent intent around you seems to have been killed or fled. Others now begin to be moving your way. Some are holding shovels and picks. Looks like the answer to the fire, or the solution to the burning tent is to clear as much area around it as they can and simply watch it burn to the ground, as this place does not have the resources to fight fire with water. As this is happening, the rest of you can collect back up. The visage of the strange energy-like tiger slowly dissipates away. What are you all going to do?
Cheer told Bacon not to do it. Cheer warned.
Wait,
But no.
It's okay. Live and learn.
Cheer could say more.
what happened today? What went on?
Looks like they tried to lead us into a trap and eat us. Then,
Aye, and you think this has been going on for a while?
yeah, quite some time. I mean, they had the
Yeah.
shakes pretty bad, but I don't
Aye.
think the other guys that came into the tent after, I'm not sure they were a part of that.
I did hear one of them say that it's not worth the coin, as if they are being paid.
That makes some sense, because the people in the tent were obviously doing it for food, but I mean, I don't know about the others.
Well, where's that old skinny hag that led you here?
Why?
At this point, she is still kind of cowering behind the barrel nearby. You can see her through the firelight, just very, very. She stands out as a silhouette, holding that fairly large toddler and holding the other child next to her.
Well, Deacon, and I pull my big bowie knife out. Well, the people she ate cry from the grave for vengeance. Excuse me now. And I walk over to her.
Okay.
Is it the same chick as over there?
Yes.
I'm checking on the
Oh,
old lady.
I would have already made a beeline.
Well, once you kill him, you start making a beeline toward. You see Draven, shirtless, bleeding. You can see that he has the skin on his chest looks like it's been burned badly, as he's slowly making his way towards the same woman that you are.
I turn to Chair. Why would people who need to eat people for food have money to pay for guards?
Cheer don't know. Cheer only pawn in Game of Life.
As we all are.
Short
But that-
on.
That doesn't make sense. Something more is amiss here.
Cheer going to get more.
Yes, you
Cheer
do
almost
that.
done. Go to
How's the old lady doing?
that one.
And how's everyone else doing?
Go ahead and roll me a medicine check, please.
Ah! 20.
She's in a bad way. She seemed like she was in a bad way beforehand,
Alright.
but without constant attention, it doesn't look like she's going to make it too much longer. She's very dehydrated, very malnourished,
Now,
and she must be pushing 90.
get some water. From water scout.
And she just kind of, she takes some, but she's still unconscious.
I can make sure she doesn't choke on it. Yeah, got it down. Okay, I'll leave the old one with Dakin and go check on everybody.
Dakin kind of turns and starts administering last rites to the people who are dead.
Start searching your bodies.
Yeah, we'll go up to these over here and go, oh no, Cheer went to know, okay, and then, obviously feeling
Okay.
for stuff.
So you're
But that's what I'm
so
searching.
you're very obviously trying to help them while looting them. Okay.
It's a convenience fee.
Okay.
Definitely that one that wanted to bash me on.
At this point, there is probably 24 people with picks and shovels that are starting to move around, that are clearing out, making sure the area is cleared. You all are warned to stay back, as the fire itself is pretty intense, especially the heat coming off of the fire. Looks like this half has already begun to slowly burn out, but the fire itself still seems to be quite dangerous. And most of the people are just ready to see if it spreads to try to spring into action. You guys catch quite a few looks, as most of you are covered in other people's blood, though while you guys definitely draw more than the cursory look from these people, they don't seem to take offense. They don't immediately come up and start questioning you, though they tend to keep a bit of a distance between the two of you. While that's happening, One Eye and Draven, you guys will reach to at least be close enough to the woman at this point, and she can see you approaching and stay away, stay away.
His eyes are no longer glowing like green, but he's not breathing as heavy. He's not like
You're calmed a bit.
The big grin isn't there. He's just like, you run away from combat. You expect clemency?
I'm a woman and a mother of these children. Are you that heartless?
I can smell the blood on you.
Aye, and I can see it on you.
So why don't you move back to the rest?
Well, I got some business with this one.
You do what you have to survive.
Aye, but that doesn't give you any sort of denial of the consequences that will be coming your way.
I've made my peace with my gods.
Aye,
I'm gonna make
but,
peace with yours.
but other gods, they hear the screams of the people you ate.
They didn't hear my screams when my child was starving with no food in their bellies. I did what had to be
Well, I'll
done.
kill all three of you. It will be an act of mercy.
You are a heartless monster.
No, I'll be doing this
She takes the blade and throws it on the
for the
ground.
other people that you feed on.
I did what we had to do.
Aye, this is a consequence of what you had to do.
Then do it. Or are you gonna kill me with words?
I walk up to her and kill her.
Okay.
That's my job.
And then I kill
you
the
watch
baby,
as
and then I kill the other little one.
you're the only one who sees this. You realize
You just hear Draven just laughing.
the thing that she's been holding, it's not a child. You realize they're connected at the chest. It looks as if she had a vestigial twin.
Well, they're meeting their makers now.
Oh, when you kill her, the other one stops. The one attached to her stops breathing, and her child, you can stick a knife into him.
Yep.
So
Well, then
Draven is the only one who sees this.
I just walk back.
You're not that bad. I don't know why the white one doesn't like you.
Well, I've been aiming to meet you, Mr. Draven.
He's been laughing the whole time that they've been killed and stuff. It's just like,
I just want to let you know that when you make appearances, you know, most likely we'll be working together. Better you no harm, but I'll defend myself.
you keep acting like that. You have my approval, little man. I have a
Well,
blade to
wonderful.
go pick up.
Aye, should we light up a little smiley weed?
I don't do drugs.
Aye, the white-haired one, Darius.
He's a pussy.
Well, no,
Did you spark up?
No,
He's quite a skilled fella.
still a pussy, and this is my body.
Well, no, I would say he's quite he's quite manly. There's a story going around about him and a prostitute named Erroll. She's very girthy orc, you know, and he was man enough to satisfy her, so I would call him a pussy.
And now I'm never gonna let him back out because I had to watch that. Thanks for reminding me. As I said, I have a blade to go pick up and a couple blades to collect.
Well,
You see him walk
I
off.
spit in my hand. Today's one way. I look
just-
forward to working with you again.
You just see him just kind of like the Captain Jack Sparrow, just looking up. You don't do that where I come from.
All right, I'll wipe it off. It'd just be a sign of respect from Solace. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I'll see you later. I've got to go help cordon off an area so a fire doesn't spread.
I'll let him burn. You just see him.
You guys are gone for about 10 minutes at this point. So while they're gone and they're dealing with that bit of murder, what are the rest of you doing?
Pilfering. Bodies.
I'm making sure that the party members are okay.
I'll,
When she sees Draven, she'll probably go into a fit of hissing.
if I can. If I can,
I am bleeding a tiny bit.
I'll look at that fine blade that was dropped on the floor.
We'll get to that. Like I said, you guys are there for about 10 minutes, dealing with that situation and having a conversation with each other.
Bleeding.
You can see Caliph looks like he's taking a bit of a beating. So does Cheer. Draven later on you'll notice same thing with one eye. Looks like none of you really escaped completely unharmed.
Caliph
I
will,
did. Thanks to Dakin.
Caliph,
Yeah. Well, you were already healed, but yes, no one escaped unharmed. But you've at least been tended to. Everyone else seems like they could use some attention. Though Dakin is currently very much at he's in work mode, as it were.
Aye.
Caliph will whisper into Cheer's ear, and she will be healed with healing word. Oh well, hey, what do you know? That's
That's more than
7 points of healing.
That was fine.
Okay. Have you allowed your ability to drop or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are at
Yeah, I'm fine. Max hit points again.
okay, and that electricity, that like static crackle within your eyes has subsided. As you all are slowly collectively doing this,
No, I take care of it.
you guys will notice very easily with his prodigious height of Gunner, who is also walking with Beline, as well as someone else who none of you recognize. As they get close, Beline steps up.
So, do we not have any more yod caps anymore?
Oh, we do, but it'd be best if you all don't stick around here. Best if we get moving.
Aye, well, I be covered in blood. I need
Ah.
to wash up.
Aye, but staying around here's a fairly bad idea since a whole lot of people just died. How about let's be following me? The other person who you all don't recognize is a man of average height, average build, looks nondescript in every sense of the word, almost like a regular face that you would find in any particular crowd. As you all start walking, Gunner kind of saddles up beside Cheer, Caliph, and One Eye. Says, "Oh, well, looks like we had ourselves a little meeting with that dumbass Aegon.
Oh, so is he still among the living?
Yeah, he's right there." And he points at the person who you all do not recognize.
I will chug that.
Go ahead and roll me a saving throw, please.
Well, first,
So 3.
3 hit points. That is the
Well,
crappiest.
Mr. Aegon,
Oh, give me 1 second. Go ahead and roll your saving throw.
Just give me a second. Could have done better.
You could have.
Saving throw.
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I be disagreeing with your business.
Kind of looks at you. Well, I don't rightly care what you'd be disagreeing with. How about you keep your voice down, keep your tongue behind your teeth, till we're someplace that not every goddamn ear in Vigor Ridge is listening in on us. How about that?
Well, this might be a consequence of your foolhardy business.
One eye.
Your friend here likes to talk a lot. I mean, if we don't want to have a deal, then we don't need to be talking, right?
Well, let's all leave the talking to me until it's
again, how about we get where we need to be?
Exactly.
I have a very lucrative offer for you that you would be daft not to listen to.
I might agree with you, One Eye,
Gunner,
but let's get over there first.
And Valine both give you a very strange look. And Gunner will settle up next to you and just be like, what you doing, dark hair?
Oh,
You're not trying to cut anybody down again, are you?
I've had enough blood for now.
Oh, that's not frightening at all. You guys walk through Vigor Ridge for what feels like 15-20 minutes. I mean, this place is far larger than what you guys were originally imagined this place to be.
Do I have my heads?
It is a slum. I'm sorry?
Do I have my heads?
No. The time that you had to deal with that, pick up the sword and then leave. Unless you wanted to stay back and chop off heads.
That's fine.
Surrounded by lots of people that look like they're kind of angry.
Well, I'm glad it was...
I'll get heads later.
Well, after about 15 minutes of walking, and anytime somebody begins to speak up, you hear Aegon just kind of, shh. Seriously, can you people not keep your teeth together for a few minutes? Bam! And he continues to walk. You actually get outside of Vigor Ridge. You start to see just over what looks to be a small hillock, a fire burning. And around this fire, you guys can see the very, very clear outline of some very familiar-looking, fairly large Yolcat.
All right.
As
Now,
you
do
all
we
approach,
have ours?
you have your Yolcaps, yes. Your Yolcaps appear, your personal Yolcaps appear to be around that fire as well. As you begin to approach, two men stand up, and Aegon walks up and like,
I pull a dagger. I'm not trusting these guys.
I put my hand on One Eye.
as you all are approaching,
You might
Aegon.
be losing it. I don't know you that well.
I understand.
I'm
So
just-
Tyr takes
Don't worry.
his hand off. Okay.
We're all friends here.
And Aegon turns.
I be upgrading that to acquaintances.
As he
Okay.
says that, though, you just see Draven
Acquaintances.
kind of lean down because he's taller. Just like a little bit, just like, hey, buddy, how you feeling?
I'm glad you're not hitting me this time. Thank you. Yet.
Well, come on. I thought we were introduced and you not be trying to kill us anymore.
I like kill him.
Oh, you're fucking with the bar. All right, go ahead.
Aegon kind of looks you all over for a second. I don't know if you daft bastards are worth having to deal with. I mean, what is this, a traveling circus?
No.
They don't shut mouths.
Yeah, you should have them work on that. I mean, we're trying to have serious business here.
Who are you again?
My name's Aegon Harless, my friend.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Chief,
Our friend Gunner was...
Yeah, when
Making
you
some
head
fine
back
money
into
there.
Brownwater, word for me is either going to have you walk in just fine or have every pistol within Squatter's plot pointing your direction. So, I have an idea. How about y'all shut the fuck up for just a minute and let us deal with our business. I have to go confer with my two compatriots. Do you mind?
Have at it.
Can inside?
Sure.
Feel for his general mood beyond annoyance. Hey, that's a 18.
He is very annoyed.
Anything more than that.
He's on edge to the point of saying fuck all. You see him kind of look at each of you once again and just finally turn around, walk up.
And
You see him.
Point. I engage him and talk more.
Well,
You see
as you two are talking, what do you guys say?
I walk up to the tall Mr. Caleb and I'm like, oh.
And I squat down so I can see eye to eye with him.
That's rude.
I'm like, now, you know, if things go south, I believe that at least one of us is going down. 3 against 5.
There's 7 of you. 8 of you if you count
But he
me.
says 5.
Okay.
You know, 3 against 5.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to step on your moment. Sorry.
So, I don't trust this guy further, and I can step close to him and stab him, but
As you say that, you kind of glance in his direction, and you see him talking to his two compatriots, and he puts his hands up, and he puts his hand on one of the shoulders, pulls out a 6-gun, shoots him in the face, and shoots the other one in the face.
Now I really want to kill this mad bastard.
They both fall to the ground. He sticks
Let's see how
the
this
gun back in
play
his
out.
belt, turns around,
Oh, he needs killing.
walks up, and begins walking towards you all, and he has a small smile on his face. It's just, well, that bit of unpleasantness is behind us. So,
I still have
here's,
a dagger in my hand.
here's the deal, see. I know that you all have been sent here by Creel Village in order to get these Yolkep. Problem is with that, I told my brother that I had a good line on him, and though he tried to dissuade me from absconding with these creatures, my brother loves me, like any brother should. And should y'all return to Brownwater, Yolkeps in tow, without me, or my body here, well, you won't be surviving in Brownwater much longer. You understand? So, I have a bit of a deal for you. See, I can't move the beasties like I wanted to. So, I'm gonna chalk it up at a loss.
Part of your stupid business practice.
Well, I don't need lip from a dwarf. I mean, if you were a bit taller, maybe you'd have a brain in your head. But you have to understand.
In Dwarven, stop it now. We
And
need
he
to
pulls
return
out his
to
gun.
Yolkeps.
Do you want to have a go, little man? You look like you've had a bit of a fight. And I got about 15 feet from you. I bet I could get 6 shots off before you get to me.
Aye, you could.
He cocks the hammer back.
Is anyone going to...
Caleb pulls out his gun.
It's cool, because even if you kill me, you're still gonna die.
I've lived pretty long in my life. Do you really?
Gunner, too, will peel out his smoke wagon and point it at him. And, I don't know what's going on, but...
Well,
It's a real simple calculus, little man. If you kill me, you die anyway. Or I kill you, and your friends take me up on the deal.
Gunner, what say you?
He's gonna kill us anyway, so let's kill him now.
Why? Do you ever want to know why?
Go ahead!
Because he kills everyone he knows, if you just noticed.
Aye.
He looks right at Valine. I'm letting this little one live now, aren't I?
Well, you're a fucking gobshite.
Yes, I am. That's how I've survived as long as I have, in a place like this. Now, it's real simple. He uncocks the hammer. Again, you kill me, you die. Or, you take your lives into your own hands, and you make some money.
I say, let him go. Walk back to Brownwater. We take these Yulkeps back to their rightful owners. We get paid from them, and we have nothing to do with this fucker.
Well, I just watched this fucker, as you so said, shoot 2 men that he paid, so I don't think any deals from him are worthwhile.
Not men I paid. Men that were going to be paid out of the stock. See, you're not understanding what I'm telling you. You don't know Brownwater. You may think you do, but you haven't been there long enough to understand anything, how anything works. You may have even met my brother. Well, he talks real pretty and he's got a nice smile, but he'll slit every single one of your throats if I show up dead. You understand?
Who said you have to show
I
up?
propose to let you go with your tail between your legs.
Oh.
So you can walk back into town without your Yulkeps, without your money.
I don't want the Yolkeps. You can take the Yolkeps back to Krill
fine.
Ranch, but if you listen to
go.
me,
Okay, wait.
we
hold
can
on,
either
hold
make
on.
this where you return to Brownwater with the Harless brothers, gunning to kill the lot of you, or having us being an amiable party.
Well,
Which would
first
you
off,
prefer?
He did say that pretty much either way we go back with the Yolkeps. So, maybe I'll listen. Go on.
Wow. Okay, you're the smart one. I'm gonna talk to you. So, real simple. You return the Yolkeps. You look real good to the Creel family. Make them real happy for you. Keep them on your side. And you remember, Egon Harless is the one who gifted those back to you. Because frankly, I could pull a bullet in each one of those heads. That'd be a lot less money in your pocket and a lot less favor you'd have with the Creel family. This way, you come smelling like roses. And at the same time, you have the Harless brothers looking in your direction with favor.
Okay, so
All I
Wait.
ask is one little thing.
go ahead.
All you have to do is when you return to Brownwater and Delius sends one of his men to ask you what you did here. Well, all you have to tell him is you found that those two gobshites over there had taken me hostage. And you did what needed to be done. You put a bullet in each of them. And you saved me. And I'll back up that story, putting you in my brother's good graces.
Does anyone else have a problem with this?
Well, as long as you be doing the lying.
Oh, I have no problem with that. Wait, hold on a second. Yes.
Forgot, I'll whisper it, but forgot the other man that we came to get here.
Who's the other man?
Mavic,
Oh,
something.
oh well, okay. We'll get to that in a second.
Get to it.
Yes. Hold on.
Now.
Oh, come, chair. Puts my tail on her head. Or actually just over her mouth. You know what? This actually does kind of have a good sound to it. So let me get this straight. All we have to do is say that these guys tied you up like a pussy and kidnapped you, and we came and shot them and rescued you and brought these Yule Keps back, and we're good?
Like proper heroes.
Okay. You know what? I'm glad I didn't shoot you.
Well, I'm glad you didn't try either. I'd hate to have to kill you all.
Might be more believable if you have cuts, bruises.
Let's not push it.
If any,
I can
No.
tune you up a little bit so you're.
if any of you lay a hand on me, the deal's immediately void.
But punch
They like to do this.
He looks right at Dakin. You got your friend there. He could have healed any damage I'd taken.
Bacon can do.
Well, we won't say that, but we'll just let people believe that. I'm not sure how much Bacon would like telling.
And from the a little ways away, you hear Dakin.
I know, it's Chair's fault.
Cheers, say right.
I don't think you do much of anything right, little one.
In perfect Dwarven, neither do you, you filthy dwarf.
Oh,
And then
well, that's. We're in agreement. Thank you very much for agreeing with me.
What the fuck are you two saying? I'm sorry, getting around all this foul language. I think we have a deal.
All right.
But one quick question, past the deal. Do you know this Merrick fellow that was brought in?
Oh, so you want some information?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna charge us.
Fionn
What
walks up
in-
to him and goes, yeah. Puts
What?
a hand on him.
He kind of looks down at you and he kind of smiles at you and leans in close and like, I think you'd be better off working in one of the brothels.
Good luck getting her in there. She's a bit feisty.
Well, of course. I'm showed you where these creatures are. I'm giving them to you without a fight.
Mm-hmm.
I even cleared the way of a couple of obstacles that would have stood in your way, and seeing as how most of you appear to be quite the worse for wear, even the two of them could have proved to be difficult in your current situation. I believe that I have given more than enough in this situation, so if you wish to have information, of which I have a great amount of, then what would you be offering in return?
He has a point. Perhaps one of you fine people has a bit of coin to help him out? Or a note or two?
I'm more interested. Coin and paper, notes are fine, jewelry and such. Even that nice blade you're carrying around. But, favors are far more interesting.
They are. My kind of man.
It's not worth it.
So are you willing to trade a favor for some information?
All right.
That
A favor.
Your
A
favor,
for a
not
favor.
mine.
Yes, my favor.
Well, depending on what information you need is going to decide the severity of the favor.
Let's see here. The information I'm looking for is Merrick and these other vacant people that seem to have disappeared over here to Vigor Ridge.
Kind of gets a sly smile on his face. You may not be as dumb as you look. I can't say that for all of you, of course, but you might be a bit of a sharp one.
Just wait.
She's
Well,
really
then.
the brains.
To further
Church.
assist you with this information, what exactly do you know?
About what's going on? I just, so far I know that there's been several of these people who have vacant appearances to themselves, who are of idle minds lately.
Those in the know call them the daydreamers.
Ah, yes. One or two of these daydreamers, though, has either before or after their experience, before their experience, broken out in some violent.
They get a little bit testy before they go all dreamlike.
Ah,
I've heard this, yes.
how do they end up like that?
Well, no one knows, but there's plenty of theories out there. More interesting than what or why is where they end up. I mean, you all can't be dumb enough to think that a bunch of just random people happen to waylay a group of armed fellers heading into Vigor Ridge unprovoked. I mean, yeah, a couple of you were dumb enough to walk into one of the eateries, but well, I mean, even on a good day, a group of them ain't gonna take down a single one of you. I mean, they're just desperate folk.
Yes.
See, thing is, they really only eat the dead, but they get desperate sometimes. But those others that got done jumped you, well, they wasn't looking to eat you. So the real question you should be asking is, why did they attack you? But I know that question's a little too big for your brain.
Possibly.
Don't worry. Get in good with old Egon here, and I'll help you out.
Okay, I see where this is going. More information forthcoming after favorites
Well, I
paid,
haven't
maybe.
really given you anything, but I'm kind of touching on the fact that now you know I know things. So if
Yes.
you're looking for real information, then I need real return upon my investment. You understand?
Ah, yes. And then what exactly would you be looking for as return?
Oh, well, I haven't thought about that yet, but in the future, I'll be letting you know.
This is not a good idea.
It may not be, but many things in life are not a good idea.
Well, this be your responsibility then.
I understand.
Well, what you thinking you want to know?
Well, the real thing that I want to know is how they end up like that in the first place. But
Well, that I don't know.
yeah, you mentioned that, which means I'll probably have to go somewhere
I'll
else
tell
for
you the
that.
problem is bigger than what you may have been led to believe. Oh, they told you what, one or two?
I
maybe
think
three,
three
four.
by my count.
Yeah, try 3 or 4 dozen.
Ah.
Want to know something interesting?
Yes.
Only come out of Brownwater. No one here in the Ridge has ever done that.
Do they end up here at the ridge, though?
Well, that's a mighty big piece of information.
You're digging yourself a grave.
They do indeed.
It is a mighty big piece of information.
Better question is why. Though, honestly, I really don't know the answer to that myself.
Sounds like there's some to be searching to be had up there.
Well, if you're if you got yourself kind of a death wish and you're looking to mess with some pretty bad folk, then you could be my guest.
Touching a wound or two. Not today.
Well, I'll tell you. Squatter's plot. Well, see, that's me and my brother's territory. People in there, they listen to us. They do what we say. They're taken care of. Here in Vigor Ridge, much more dangerous people. People that even I would get a chill down my spine if I had to deal with. They run this place.
Well, it's very interesting. A lot of information for me to chew over on that one. I may be the brightest one of the bunch, but as you notice, not quite the sharpest tool in the shed all the time.
There's not even a shed, my son.
Yeah.
It's just kind of tools scattered about, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Just
okay.
keep underestimating us.
I will. And
Wonderful.
hopefully you'll surprise me.
Aye?
Look, how about we get as far away from this place as we can, because I don't think they're quite done with you fellers yet. So how about y'all get up on your caps, I'll get on mine, and we lead these creatures away. Maybe not stop till we see the sun come up. Would probably be the best bet.
Dear,
He's got a good plan there.
Okay.
dear. Shoot in charge.
Oh, you're in charge.
Shoot in charge.
Well, I knew it's obviously the stature. I mean, I can see it. You're definitely the one in charge. He shakes your hand heartily. Well, then, next time I'll be talking to you.
Both.
Okay, so your right-hand man and you. Gunner's just got a weird look on his face as he's watching
You
this.
see
Just-
Graham's
I-
eyebrow like this, like the if like anybody rolled an inside check, they could just tell racism. Like I'm just putting out there, just like
Well,
like,
then wait for someone to roll an inside check before you say it.
Oh well, either way.
Okay.
Gotta wait!
I respond to Gunner.
Insight check.
And I say to Gunner,
Oh,
Not me.
Yeah, we always kill him later.
aye.
You guys mount up?
Yes.
Mounting up as you all are slowly making your way away. Valine. So normally Valine would be riding with Dakin, but today that's not happening. So because Dakin's not here. So for some reason we don't know why, but Valine is riding with Callus. Valine.
Don't look at me, icky woman.
Valine looks back at you as she's kind of far away from Egon. As Egon is very much riding with confidence. He's got a smile on his face as he's moving through. Knows this place pretty well. Definitely knows his way around Vigor Ridge and the area around Vigor Ridge. And probably Brownwater and beyond. Very, very well. So as you all are making your way kind of away from Vigor Ridge and then moving your way north to circumvent the actual stone column that juts out of the ground, as you all circumvent that, heading back around in the general direction of Brownwater, Valine will start talking to you in more hushed tones to where it's just probably you and Cheer, since Cheer is never too far away from Callus to be able to hear this. I don't have any love for the man. You know, he left us there to die. But he's right, you know. He's a right piece of shit. But if you kill him, it's gonna be held to pay in Brownwater. I mean, they may not look it, but in Squatter's plot, Jellies has got enough men to make life very, very bad for the rest of Brownwater. And Wolverith, he's not got the men to really be able to fight back against it.
Everything in balance. He has his worth still.
Aye, he does. And I'm impressed by how you all went about doing that. Rushing off to save your friends like that, that's not something I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, especially considering it's kind of iffy calling them friends.
Do you like bacon?
With how you
Bacon.
all ran off for each other,
I'm funny.
I have to say, if you're not friends, then I don't know what the hell you are, but if that isn't friendship, I'm not sure what else is.
Just call it a love for a fellow man.
She kind of looks forward. I'm a little worried about the big man called Snowflake, but I mean, looks okay to me.
As she says that, you just see him waving at Callith, And you just see it, like, if Cal looks over, you're just going to see him do this, like, as soon as they make eye contact, just like.
Yes, we're all a little worried about him.
Is this still Draven, or is this...
It's
With
Draven.
Oh, okay.
He has a switchback, you just see him just like.
She
A massive hate moment for the purple man.
looks kind of turns back to you.
Murder.
It's been a bit strange, you know, and I hope you all will keep your word that once we get to Brownwater, be relocating me. Though I think it'd be best if we make a trip back up to the Creel Ranch in order to turn in these beasties. But I'm pretty sure Aegon will not be wanting to join us there.
Oh, I'm pretty sure about that as well. Yeah.
I'm a little curious though. You were asking about the Daydreamers.
Yes.
What? Why?
Well, we were sent after one of them. And, I think the sheriff wants to take him in. And it's pretty obvious that, they're not all right. And I'm rather more of a curiosity on my part about them.
Well, if you want information, Egon is a font of it if you're willing to play by his rules. He's a bit more mercutial than his brother is.
Well, I can see that. A man with information is always of value to me.
Aye, it is. Especially if he's right about that group that attacked. I mean, I thought you all were just going to fight a bunch of starving cannibals, but most of those were not cannibals, nor were they starving. They didn't have the best weapons, no, but for Vigor Ridge, I've seen some of them thereabouts before, and they're rough people.
So you recognize a few of those people who were
I've seen them thereabouts before.
in just Vigor Ridge?
A few were in Squatter's Plot back thereabouts, but chased out for making rough.
Obviously they make their money off of making rough.
Aye, but question is, who's paying them?
That's exactly what I was thinking as well.
And how is it they found you so quickly? I mean, we were in Vigor Ridge for not more than 3 or 4 hours before they were upon you.
I have a feeling they were waiting for us there.
Honestly, not hard to miss.
Well, no, I mean,
That's true.
to be fair, you've got a couple of standouts among your group, but it's still a bit strange. I mean, I'm damn curious as to who's behind it myself, but
Who are the kind of people who... let me rephrase that. Who has the kind of money to pay for that kind of thing?
well, there's a few rumors here and there about who actually runs Vigor Ridge and to why they send so many people away to this place. I can't be 100%, but I'm pretty sure the fur goods have something to do with it.
The fur goods?
Aye, right bastard family that. Best stay away from them.
Well, I don't think I have much choice about staying away from anybody these days.
Well, try not to get in their pockets. Frankly, that man there, and she points up at Egon, it'd be better to be in bed with him than to be in bed with the fur goods.
That's your I do not doubt you on.
But they don't know, it's just rumor. I mean, there's so many rumors about Brownwater. So many rumors about Vigor Ridge. I mean, yeah, you have talk of the Daydreamers. He's right, though. I mean, I didn't know it's dozens, but there's been more than a few.
Well, this town certainly is getting interesting and interesting.
Well, it is awful nice that you're going to be in the good graces of one of the families. Maybe use that to your advantage if you get the chance, but I wouldn't push it too hard.
It's certainly a good start, that is true.
Aye. And I thank you all again for keeping me around, and thank God Gunnar was with me, because if Aegon had seen me like that, he may have just put a bullet in me like he did those other chaps.
I have a feeling that he would have.
Well, by the way, Egon gave you the 2 6 guns that those gentlemen were carrying, as well as their ammo, to do with as you will.
Anyway.
She just.
Oh, we've
I'm
got
getting-
ammo.
I'm sorry.
Give you a couple
I'm still not 100%. I'm feeling a bit tired. I hope you don't mind if I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And she like puts her head on your shoulder and just slowly drifts off to sleep.
And I just kind of very
Sticky.
oddly just kind of.
Sticky. Sticky.
I understand as I check my pockets.
Sticky. Egon!
Why is she off to
He
sleep? already?
turns, looks at you.
You need to return these first.
Yeah, at sunup, I'll be going my own way. I'm gonna be heading back to Brownwater.
Okay.
You all can head back up north and turn in the old cap. I'll see you all in Brownwater. And if I ask, you know what story to tell.
Yes.
And we're friends now, see? I scratched your back. You scratched my back. Helped me out with a little problem I had. I helped you out with a big
Yes.
problem you had.
Business friend.
Yeah, see, you understand. You're not as daft as the rest of them. I like that.
No,
You and me,
yeah, you
we're
drink
gonna,
with me.
we're gonna be good
Special
friends.
liquid. You drink
good
with me.
friends.
Sorry.
Do we ever make eye contact?
No, whenever he makes eye contact with you, he just smiles.
Well, I want to do a check with this.
Okay? For what?
To let him know that I mean business.
Okay.
Just don't fuck with me. So what check would you call for?
Yeah, I'd say an intimidate.
I like how you're not even gonna check the roll first. Just
No,
don't get used
I'm
that.
just using it.
Actually, you need to because it's almost done.
Yeah,
13,
definitely. It's only got an hour.
19.
19? Okay. Roll me an insight check.
Little lost in thought.
22.
22? You get the impression that he knows you're a serious man. At the same time, you get the impression that he's a very serious man.
Okay.
And there's no respect there. But there is definitely
Is there any acknowledgement that
there's an acknowledgement of,
I am not gonna take shit?
and you definitely get the sense that he knows you mean business, and if pushed, you'll push back. But you also get the sense of, if you push, you better go for broke.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just, I mean, clear communication. None of this.
Yeah,
Game.
you there is no splitting hairs in that. If you move against him, he will try to burn you down completely. Everything about you. So you know if you go against him, you got to go for broke. You get that feeling, and that it's that mutual thing of, if you go after him,
He's
going
just
to go
trying
after
to
you.
cut through all the games.
Yep. And you very much get the sense of, there's a lot more to Aegon than the blustery kind of blowhard he plays himself to be. He's a very serious fellow.
Okay.
Very different from Delius.
Now he knows I'm a very serious fellow.
Mm-hmm.
To drink special liquid with me. Just seal friendship. See, chill drink. That's the bug blood. But she's serious about this.
He looks at that and,
It's not bad. Look,
I
watch.
have some wine on me. And he,
Mix.
sure, and he pours some into your cup, takes his own, and,
You two partners.
I don't drink anything unless I know where it came from. You
I'm glad.
understand? I've heard some things about you, so we're gonna keep it to friends like
It's
this.
just back black.
Next time you do me a
Doesn't
favor,
make puke or anything. I got acid too if you want acid.
I don't know what you're talking about really, but how about and he just like clinks his shot glass against you and drinks it, and whatever he mixed it in with it. I mean, the bug blood tastes like shit, but I mean, it probably tastes slightly better with the stuff you put in. I mean, maybe if you had it by itself, it'd probably be pretty good. It's the first wine you've had since being down here.
Yeah.
He corks it and puts it away, and
He's good.
right around the time the sun begins to crest over the horizon, he stops his yolkep, turns it around, looks at each of you, and like, well, jackasses, this is where I'm gonna go ahead and make my my way to Brownwater. I hope to see you all in a few days if you survive the trip.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you obviously got somebody gunning for you. I don't know who you pissed off, and I know you ain't been in town long, but just seeing how you all like to act around in front of me, I mean, I can imagine you pissed off everybody.
No, they don't shut mouths.
So, I'm just interested to see which one of them gets to y'all first. So, y'all have yourselves a pleasant journey, and I hope you know, whatever's left of you, make it your way back down to Brownwater so we can have ourselves some business.
Well, safe travels then.
See you later, Gumshite.
He turns around, tips his hat at you,
Au revoir.
turns around, and just starts making his way off.
No much.
Don't die, dirt blood.
So Nomish is now Frank.
I know.
You mean Nomish, damn it.
It's Nomish.
There's no French in this world, there's only Nomish.
It's like
Well, I guess we should make camp.
No, at
Or
this-
should we keep going?
You guys are very tired at this point. You guys had a hard fight, especially with the heat of that fire on you, just kind of sapping away the energy, and then moving through the night the way that you all were. I mean, you guys were tensed. And there is that lizard brain reaction in the back of each of your heads of somebody targeted you. So, it is dawn. The sun is rising. You all, at this point, are about a quarter day's ride from Vigor Ridge. What are you guys going to do?
do the Yolkeps seem like they're wanting to stop, or do you think we
The
should
Yol, when you guys
turn?
approached, the Yolkeps seemed like they're very antsy when you all first approached. The gunfire didn't spook them or anything, but you could tell that seems like they'd been idle for a while. And these creatures they got energy. While they're very well behaved, that only goes for a certain amount of time. These things appear very much to be like typical Yolkeps, but their countenance is a little better. They can be bored for longer, but they still seem to have that same breaking point. Like theirs is just much, much further away. Their fuse is much longer.
Run.
Where?
We push.
Should
I
we
said
take
we
it?
put true.
Should we take a quick break first?
Aye, tops. 1 hour.
Breakfast?
I'll get on that.
Okay.
Survival check for foraging.
Sure.
Good, Barry? Wait a minute. Did we take a long rest?
You guys have not taken a long rest yet.
Natural 1.
You're tired. At this point, everybody does have 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
I come back after 20 minutes and I'm like, I kind of do it.
Yeah.
It's just you're still too close to Vigor Ridge. I mean, it looks like people have come out from Vigor Ridge and just like slashed and burned everything. Like they're doing whatever they can to survive.
Looks like it'll be rations all the way around.
Sounds good. And I will play my song of rest on my harmonica.
I will produce an extra ration for Vivian.
Or Valine.
Feline.
Okay.
Very.
Valine is still asleep at this point.
It.
And Dakin will go ahead and use his last spell to do his final attendance to her. And when he does, he unwraps her arm, begins to move it, looks over at you, Fionn, and gonna roll me a medicine check.
There. A bit of an idiot right now, but that is a 12.
12. Looks like she probably will never regain the use of her arm.
Sling it up.
And he puts it in a sling. Sorry, it's her right arm. Puts it in a sling and just kind of leaves it there. And just the wound. There's no risk of infection. The wound is healed. It's just she's got a bit of strength that maybe in time, but my magic has reached the limit of what it can do.
Good berry.
He takes it and eats it.
Good berry.
Oh,
We-
thank you.
Good berry.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
We should save one for her for when she wakes up. She's gonna have an emotional day. Everybody else take one? Gunner will. Oh, thank you. You know, like, these are good. Where do you keep finding these? Okay. So after your all's short rest, you all can spend hit dice if you wish to.
I used one night.
Okay.
And I did
Add
song
an
to
additional
rest.
D6.
Is it D6?
Yes, it's D6.
Okay. Oops.
Add 2 to that.
Okay. I'm at full.
Oh, yeah, that's 5 plus.
No, I don't even right now.
Yeah, that's full hit points anyway.
Okay. So, do you guys continue, or are you guys going to make camp where you are?
Push on if they're restless.
Push on.
Okay.
Mm.
You guys going to attempt to push on till nightfall?
Well, you said a quarter of the day, right?
You guys are a quarter day's ride from Bigger Ridge.
Right.
Push on to
Yeah,
nightfall.
it's more.
Push on the nightfall? Okay. During the day, I would like each of you guys to roll me 3 Constitution saving throws, please.
And how long does poison last?
It dissipated after an hour.
Wow, every single one of those is a failure. Every single one.
You are. What'd you roll?
Not a 1 above 10.
Okay, but
let's
very
see.
important.
It was a 9, 7,
At least you got
and
one.
a 6.
Okay, so we're gonna call the 9 is the first, the 7 is the second, and the 6. So you take 1 more point of exhaustion.
Okay.
19, 13, 12.
You managed to stave off most of it. You still have the 1 point of exhaustion.
So 2 points.
You're at 1 point. You're at 2.
Okay.
11, 12, and 10.
10.
I have
Oh, I let him do his.
Okay.
I have a regular 1, a 8, and a natural 20.
Okay. So you have 2 points of exhaustion currently.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll for Gunner real quick.
4, 4, 17.
4, 4,
Oh
17,
wait, plus that, so that's actually 6, 6,
7, and
and
whatever.
18.
So you
19.
have an additional 1 point of exhaustion. So you have 2. So you're fine. So 1 point, 2 points, 2 points, 1 point, 2 points. That's a natural 1 for Gunner. So Gunner's at 2 points of exhaustion, and Dakin's got only 1 point of exhaustion. So I'm gonna go around the table real quick, starting with Vince. So 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, cool. Got it. Alright. You guys can make it to nightfall, and you guys at this point are a little over a day's journey from Vigor Ridge, following the same path that you all used before, correctly? Following the same path that you all headed from Creel Ranch down, just retracing your steps basically, okay? That night, you all are exhausted. What watch order are you guys going to have for that night?
So I totally misunderstood. I thought we'd be at Vigor Ridge with a quarter's day travel.
No, we were leaving Vigor Ridge.
You're going back to Creel Ranch.
We're going back
Yeah.
to the ridge.
Oh, no. You guys are 3 days. It's a 3-day ride to Creel Ranch.
We were just
From where you guys are.
about
You were a quarter
Quarter
day
day out.
away from Vigor
From-
Ridge. And now you're a day and a quarter.
Okay.
thought we would have some space between us and the
Crazy.
ballistic.
And you guys pushed it, at that point, you guys pushed the Yokeps pretty much to their limit.
Well, at least they've run the energy out of it.
It seems as if the big ones kind of bully the littler ones to continue moving better than what you guys are able to yourselves.
I'll take one of the watches.
Which watch you want?
Where I can use dark vision.
No, all watches are
I'll
in the
take
dark.
the first one.
First watch is one eye. Anybody else joining one eye?
I'll take after 1 eye.
Okay, so second watch.
Second watch.
Anybody joining with Callith?
I'm going with the moon.
Well, we're gonna say Dakin and Gunnar are just too far gone to be able to watch.
I'm taking the one with the moon. That's usually number 3 or 2.
Yeah, 2 or 3 is when the moon's at. You know,
I'll take the third one if you want the second one. Okay.
we already put her on third.
Okay.
So,
And
the
Drake
third
will
one
take the
second.
last one.
I'll take third.
So you're gonna join with Fionn?
Not with me?
Stuck through all time.
Okay. So
I'll be stuck.
one eye. I would like you to go and roll me a perception check, please.
Sleep with his
She's
eyes
like
open, by the way.
22.
Okay.
Wait.
That's creepy.
You are exhausted.
20.
20. You are exhausted, but your stubborn dwarvishness and that practice you had from being a soldier for so long manages to keep you awake just long enough that when you kick Calitha, awake in order to take his watch, you collapse into your sleeping bag and your bedroll and just conk out. Which when you get this full rest, that will remove your 1 point of exhaustion.
I'm doing things like perimeter checks and
Yeah.
sneaking around and stuff like that.
Yep.
But then,
Okay.
yes, I fall into a deep slumber.
Oh yeah. And next, Caliph.
It's with disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Oh, very nice though. Perception, right?
Yes.
That is a 20.
20. All right. Same as One Eye. Though you got a little bit of a nap, so you're able to stay awake. Be a little bit. You have a slightly easier time staying awake than he did because you were at least able to get some kind of rest. You'll be able to remove one of your 2 points of exhaustion at the end of your rest. During your rest with that 20, you will see that very kind of oddly, you see to the south, yet again, there seems to be another storm brewing. And this one, again, seems to be heavy with precipitation. It's probably another day out, but it's the same dark clouds like that second night that you guys were within Brownwater.
When I wake up, Chair, and I'll let Chair wake up Fionn, keep an eye on that storm to the south. It seems rather menacing. I don't think it'll be here tonight, but keep an eye on it anyway. I want to know about it in the morning.
Okay. Don't curl up the tail. You know how I like it.
Yeah, I know. And just pass out.
Okay.
I cover.
So, Fionn and Cheer, could you both make me perception rolls with disadvantage, please?
That's
Oh
a 10.
god, 2 sixes, so that's a total of an 11.
11, okay.
Oh my god. That's
You're
a 10.
able to stay awake. You guys are very tired. You guys will be able to remove...
half-heartedly going through the ritual.
you both are able to remove one of your points of exhaustion.
Is this the first time anybody's seen the ritual so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you doing? Funny.
Praying to Lowell.
Do? Who is this?
The Lady of the Moon.
There's a lady on moons.
Her eyes.
Look up.
You see the moon. Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Actually, I would know
Swirl
this
it.
from, what's it called?
It almost looks like she's dancing a little bit. Every time she
We're,
seems
we're
to be
trying to see
swirling
how
something
much
in
you
her
know. Go ahead and
hands.
make a religion check.
Oh no, because I also have that thing too. That's a 6.
You know who Lady Leowell is. She is the matron of the moons. Though many people believe that there is but a single moon that travels, you know that it is 2 moons that travel, as they follow different paths across the sky. There is only one moon that is visible at any one time, and they both follow separate paths. 1 month, one moon will be up, and the other, a different moon will be up.
Which moon up right now?
Right.
I know 2, right?
Right eye.
But I know because of this, the thing. Where would I find more information about this?
People like her.
Just for Okay, yeah, I know because this was like.
She currently seems to
Tell
be
me more.
swirling something around in her hands that you can't see that well.
Could you watch what you're doing?
She's swirling a transparent orb that are sloshing or that it's sloshing around.
Do I hear sloshing sound?
It's very wet.
What is it?
Moist water.
May I touch? Is it what?
It's water. but she seems to be manipulating it.
Interesting.
She's collecting it from around the area. It does seem to get a little bit bigger.
What little bits? It doesn't get very big. It starts off probably like just a dot that she's able to pull around, and it gets to maybe about the size of like a baseball. That's about as big as it gets.
Okay.
But you can see droplets of water from the other place like slowly be pulled into it until it gets to about that size.
What does this do? This ritual.
Concentrate
Ritual for concentrate.
on the moon. Let's pull.
Okay. Who taught you?
Go to roll me a perception check.
Well, hope it's better than the last one. Do I have a disadvantage on it?
Yeah, you still have disadvantage on it.
Not the white one. Whatever it was like.
That one.
No, it's a 5, so 6.
6.
Yeah.
You're so tired. You want to concentrate on what she's doing, but you're having a hard time.
Then just keep walking then. But I'll still like walk with her while she's doing it.
Well, when
Yeah,
she
she's
does that,
unemployed.
she sits down when she does that.
Okay, well I'll just
No,
like,
she's
walk
standing
around.
up. But she's just not walking around.
Yeah, she
I'll walk
doesn't move
around
about.
to just keep myself awake while watching the entire.
Her ritual, you miss most of it.
Yeah.
You keep looking at the storm, and you can see lightning kind of flicker throughout the clouds in the storm, and you get that. Every time you see that, your heart beats a little faster for a few moments. And just kind of stare at it.
No, storms are pretty. I like lightning.
You shoot lightning.
Kind of, yes. Don't worry. Do you see bugs? Any strange plants around? Want to experiment. Oh well. Maybe a little bit of your water.
What do you know of the water in brown water?
This water? Don't know much. Just that they always have it.
Something's wrong with it.
Makes sense. Why people are after us most likely. What do you think about it?
I only learned recently. They couldn't have known.
What do you mean you only learned recent?
The well tells me there's something wrong with the water.
Like look up at the moon. Back at Fanny. She talked to you. Interesting. What did she tell you?
A feeling. Something is wrong.
They might have done something.
Daydreamers.
You think it involves? Does Rachel tell you more about this, or just to connect? Think we need to get you sleep and concentrate more and find out more. Okay.
Okay. Draven, you are woken from your slumber
When
for
they
your
walk up,
watch.
when they walk up to him, though, his eyes are just like open as he's sleeping.
That's
And
creepy.
doesn't even get touched. Just like
Okay.
snatches,
Not even like near, just like
just like snatches at her hand. And he's just like,
he's stern.
When you get up and you start your watch, you feel as Gunnar kind of sits up, goes, "We need to have a talk." Now that's where we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight. There is a conversation that needs to happen, and that player sadly is not here to have that conversation. But congratulations to all of the dudes on achieving 3rd level. After that last fight, that guys just got you over the top. So when you all awake in the morning, you'll have some newfound insights into your abilities and capabilities. we thank you all very, very much for joining us tonight for our episode 7 of the Guns of Erroll. Hope you guys had as much fun tonight as we did. A couple of people short. Hopefully they'll be back with us next week. We definitely got one back, but hopefully we can get them both back so we can have another full session with everybody. If you guys like what you see, please definitely like us on YouTube, subscribe to us, like the video, hit the bell, all that good stuff. If you're on Mixer, we're on Twitch. Go ahead and like our videos on there. If you prefer, if you have a certain place that you want to see our videos, let us know. We definitely want to try to get to that. If you guys have any comments or questions about the campaign, you guys want to know more about the characters of the players, let us know. We had an idea of doing kind of like player interviews, to have, telling stories about how we all started to play D&D and what got us into it, things like that. If you guys want to see something like that, definitely leave a comment in the video below, please. Let us know if there's anything else that we can do for you. We love you guys very, very much, and we thank you guys for spending time with us. Remember to keep rolling them dice. Good night, everybody.